How's it going? Hi. Let's see if I can. Let me go see if I can hear Phoenix. So it's Sunday. How's everybody doing? Apparently Phoenix is having troubles. How's everybody? Oh, let me get centered. As you can tell, it is hot here in Southern California. Summer came overnight. How's it going, Alibaba? How's it going, Gilroy? Can you guys hear me? Because I had myself muted. Yeah. I was wondering about that too. I think she's probably having technical difficulties because it's just me on this screen. But that's okay. Awesome. Awesome. 27 Celsius. Alexa, what's 27 Celsius to Fahrenheit?
27 degrees Celsius is 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, I wish it was 86. Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 96 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oof. Hi.
Can you hear me? Okay. Do I? So I do exist now.
There you I felt like I was floating in a spacesuit in outer space. Like the show started and I was like,
That's funny. Can I?
You're there. You're still there. You kind of
Okay.
glitched out for a second, but you're still there.
Oh, it does say unstable connection. Well, I was going to try to use my nice camera, but I guess we'll just blow that one out of the water.
There we go. How's everybody?
112. Holy schmolies.
Yay, it's Sunday.
It is Sunday. I know. And Brunhilde was getting jealous. So I was like, all right, we got to come back to my girl.
Oh, man. Do you know I spent all morning looking up Arabic headscarves and I had no idea it was a wrap.
Right.
So at some point I will be grabbing some fabric and trying to do something that's not culturally necessarily from my culture.
Right. Okay, it says this camera's working. Okay.
76. Oh, it's hot here. Like it's if you see me showing arms, it's hot.
Right. It's in the mid to upper 90s here, and it just like turned the corner. It was like, and we're gonna be hot. It's just the time.
How's it going, Skids, Alibaba, Gilroy?
Yes,
Yay.
the gang's all here. And today I'm gonna do my obligatory linen quasi poofy shirt. Am I gonna hand sew it all? Not a chance. Might I hand do the seams, finishes? Maybe, but we'll get there.
It's teamwork between hand sewing and machine sewing. It's teamwork.
It is absolutely. They're just two sides of the same thing. And I realized today I've got my let's see here. The very first project I did this little red 18 months ago when I first started live streaming, and then these stays that are the mock-up. But I think
That's
I like
awesome.
the fit, so I'm going to make another pair. And all the stinking boning channels on these. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Let's see here, Killer. There's no gun control for me right now. I have tiny nerdy guns out right now. Oh, big I'm not in public. We are not in the 18th century. No need to hand sew. Machines are nice. I know, absolutely. I was like, I'm glad that my esteemed chat is not going to belittle me for not doing the obligatory hand sewn linen shirt. But I did also make a cute little linen dress. That's the words. There's the front with the stripe, selvage stripe going down the center. There's my camera. There we go. And some lace and more lace because lace hides a multitude of sins. And it's going to be so hard. But I think, fingers crossed, next week we are going to have a very special unboxing. That I am super. Somebody might have seen a picture of what might be coming in the mail, amongst other things. And there might be some things that were mentioned in the stream that I was like, oh, I've never heard about that. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's see.
I need to start doing some unboxing videos. All my unboxing videos got a ton of views.
Right. Oh, did I name Brunhild after Wagner's ring cycle, or does it come from something else? It was not really, not really the ring cycle. I just imagined, by being a German company, her just being like a German Viking lady with big horns. So kind of, yeah, sort of, but it's hard to.
I had German neighbors. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I just have mixed feelings about Wagner being Jewish, and it's like Mendelssohn at the synagogues. Like, some things I've got mixed feelings about. Here, you can take out my water glass.
I grew up with two people that were German, and they were children during World War II, but one in particular may or may not have been in a certain youth group.
Yeah.
And defended Germany, and literally was put on a boat and brought here. So I grew up with two people that were brought here as children from World War II, and I would call them Oma and Opa. That's grandma and grandpa in German, you know.
Yep. It could be a little bit of the Hagar the Horrible cartoon, yes, or Bugs Bunny. There's a lot of it. Just I don't know. I just liked it. Not like, Lottie came with her name because that's the family where she used to live, and I was like, didn't know that was a Russian name that meant warrior and troublesome things. So I'm like, says a lot about me in the sewing machine.
Do you know what's really funny? I don't name things because every time I've ever named a car, I've crashed it and almost really hurt myself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't believe in luck, but I believe in averages. Hey, Butterfly!
Welcome, Butterfly! We've reached official quorum. What's everybody working on? Sipping on?
So, I purchased these distressed jeans for $2. They're Levi's, and I realized they were girl jeans.
Who cares? Haven't we talked about this before? Do they fit?
They're made for men, but they have that cut. I have a certain shape, so I'm gonna turn these into Raver / Janko pants.
Oh, fun!
And they were $2 because they have a giant hole. And for someone like me who's a refurbisher, I was like, oh wow,
sweet hole! It just means something else to Sensico.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not quite live on Rumble, whatever. Can't get everything right.
And I'm going to go off about this tomorrow night, but I got these really old school, really awesome patterns. But once I tell you, Skiz Crasher and I already had this conversation. Look how disproportionate the arms are. I don't have all my lights on in here because it's so hot.
Right.
But look how disproportionate the arm is.
Yep.
Oh, it really makes a difference without my lighting in here. It is so hot, and I have certain lights that, this time of year, it feels like I'm under I'm in a sauna.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Killer Ray's got their black paint, submarine paint coffee for the win. It was so hot, I almost made myself an iced coffee before the stream, and I'm like, if I drink coffee now, I will not sleep, and I think I have to do workly things tomorrow.
I want to thank you, Kilroy, because I say that now in crowds of people that look like me, and I haven't been canceled yet. I think you have started something in me that I'm spreading the word. So if you
Right?
ever hear
Because I
someone say,
couldn't. I felt wrong using my other description. Like it made me laugh, but I'm like, some people might not take this the right way.
someone asked me to describe my pops, and I was like, oh, he was blacker than submarine paint. And everybody was like, oh, okay. They took that as an answer, and I'm like, oh, Kilroy for the win.
Ooh, Allie's working on a shirt for javelin throwers. Fascinating. So that must mean extra padding in certain places. That dude could tie his shoes and not bend over.
Thank you. Thank you, Butterfly. It creeps me out. Disproportionate pictures creep me out. I'm a symmetrical human. Well, kind of.
Right, and we're not really, but our arms are not longer than our legs.
And where I'm from, that's kind of an insult if you say, I can't even say it without laughing. If you can scratch your knees while standing up, you skipped an evolutionary step.
Oh
See,
yeah, my arms don't. No, I was
Isaiah was trying to.
like,
I said that to Isaiah,
no.
and he instantly was trying. Like, your arms are not that long. I have freakishly long arms, and I can't do it.
Ooh. Oh, that was the pattern that Godless showed. I get it now. Thank you for correcting me. I know some LED studio lights that they run a lot cooler and don't bake you like theaters and cinema halls. Save money on cooling bills because they make that much of a difference. Interesting.
I
That
do
might be
need to,
something to look into, but
I do need to modernize this room big time.
right now I'm just waiting for my LED light for Latigo to come in from Amazon.
Alibaba, please never let that go.
33%. I thought we were up to 44%.
Please, I love that. That makes me laugh every time you say that.
What a crazy week it's been. This whole, I don't even know what to think. Madonna being in the hospital, some young fitness bodybuilder who I used to. No, I mean, I didn't really watch his content, but I liked when he would do collabs with folks. Died of an aneurysm in his neck, and had neck
Oh,
pain a couple days beforehand, and didn't go to the doctor. I'm like, you're in Thailand, things are cheap. Like, why don't you just go?
that scares me. I'm scared of dropping dead.
Yes, LED lights are a lot less of a fire hazard, which is also good because fire is a hazard here. Not that that would matter in a giant fire hazard of a sewing studio, right? That's not my so. Well, I take that
my
back.
my ex-wife's child, who was 2 or 3 or 4 at this point, I don't know anymore. He walks in here, he's like, fire hazard. He points at, because his mom was like, oh no, this is a fire hazard in here. I'm a mess, but my ship flies.
Right.
The other day, I was this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and keep in mind, I'm not a debate me bro kind of person. So when I'm in a space with those people, it trips me out because they're so inquisitive. And like, someone asked me, they're like, where did you get your microphone? And I legitimately had to tell them the truth. Like, I don't know, I inherited it. Like, I plugged it into this one box, this other box, and then I plugged it into my computer, and it works.
Right. It's about I'm trans. I'm like, if I use it and I think anybody's curious, it's all listed in the description section.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you, like, when I first got on YouTube, no one would help me. So I looked up every YouTube tutorial on earth, and it taught me how to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, which is why I link or put links to stuff
Excuse me.
because I'm
So
like, I want to know where what people use.
I need to start doing that too. Someone who doesn't like me anymore made a really good suggestion that I should, because I do use different sewing machines based on the project. Like, I use my 301A for everything.
Yeah,
I just don't put it in my videos.
right. She gets used, but not the. That's like always being the bridesmaid, never the bride.
And she's like literally the workhorse.
Oldish 1990 studio mic. It looks like could quite possibly. Let's see here, Killer Ray. I'm not a recording engineer. I'm just posting a look. I am just putting electronic Lego together. Wow, that was really hard for me to spit out.
all the analog stuff is really awesome. Like this is hooked up to 4
That's
JBLs.
why this was in my head before I started. Jesus, what you've done to me.
But that's not hooked up to my computer. I have it hooked up to 4 huge JBLs because I only understand the old technology.
Right.
This I just happened to inherit this is actually a guitar amp that's meant to go into a computer, but I use it for the microphone.
I guess whatever works.
And it works.
Yeah, sold.
It said USB on it. I plugged it in and I'm like, hey, my old mics were terrible, but I have a one of those original Yeti microphones that's the ball.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like clutch. Those things are so clutch.
Alley, of course. Oh, a nice 1970s mic, and it died. Oh, no. That you were able to keep something in such good condition for so long is a testament to your ability to care
Absolutely.
for things, and
I
things
pride
just get
myself
better.
on that. I pride myself on that. Like some of these monitors are older than my child in this room. But I kept them going. This VCR combo, I remember watching VHS on that as a kid up at the ranch.
Yeah.
That thing's so old. JBLs are awesome, Alibaba. I am one of those people where I like, for as much as I hoard, if my technology isn't necessarily functioning, I'll sell it, or let somebody else who's really into that stuff enjoy
Yeah,
it.
tinker with it or just get right, because you can only have so much stuff.
I'm really at that point right now, though. I am weirdly at that point in my life. Like, I went to my storage unit recently, and I kind of had this whole meltdown of like, how in the F did I get all of this stuff here?
It's
Because it was me.
one box at a time.
And I am like, I'm skinny buff, but I'm like not that big.
Man, Ollie, that you kept the original box with it. That is so impressive. Oh, Killer, I want to get one of those big AM talk radio mics that cost a few car payments, right? One of those ones that makes you sound like you have the voice of God.
Where is my adapter? It's been driving me crazy lately. I have a diamond adapter that I want to be able to play my Nintendo 64 on my computer, and it worked on my older computers, but it doesn't work on the newer one.
That's I don't know.
Because there's somebody that like I follow the most random stuff on YouTube. I've said it a million times. Like I follow orcas, I follow right wing, left wing, people on the side, people in the middle, Christian organizations. I follow all kinds of stuff. But I recently fell into this weird crowd, but they stream on Twitch, and I looked, and this guy has 2 million followers on Twitch and 120 followers on YouTube.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's what I said.
Oh, funny. Yeah, Butterfly thinks Killer Ray's mic idea is funny, but a good idea too. Oh, man.
That's my thing with everything, Alibaba. Like, I trust the older stuff because it works. Like, even how I piped all this into my computer, this exact same way I would do it with an electric guitar. And that's how I learned how to do it.
You're right. Oh, man. Yes. Ooh, let's see here. They make USB adapters so that you can plug your N64 controller into your computer, and then you can use the emulator to run the games. Killer Ray does that for NES.
Ooh.
Interesting. I don't have any of those things anymore, but I'm not into games.
I'm not either, but like, see, I don't consider myself a gamer, but I play like a Nintendo 64 as therapy, or like Sonic the Hedgehog. I consider that like my therapy hedgehog.
So that is technically.
But if you ask me, like, but I'm not in any online. Like, I looked up Star Trek online, and I was like, I have a job. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, this will take your life over.
Right.
And a long time ago, I dated a woman whose husband was addicted to EverQuest.
Uh-huh.
And she was like Orange County beautiful to the point where people would walk up to me and be like, how does this woman like, how did you get her? And I was like, I don't play video games. Her ex-husband played video games, like, and I do not.
Yeah. Oh, that you are too funny, Kilroy, a certified NES Tetris addict. Well, somebody's got to take one for Team Tetris.
My ex-wife's brother also gave me all his old Nintendo 64 games, so I have like Tiger Woods golf, like all this really cool stuff, and I want to, like, people pay money to watch other people stink at video games. We live in a strange world.
That is true. Let's see here, Allie. I loved the games as a kid and kept them in good shape from 1976 Pong, Atari, Intellivision, and up. Whoa, I almost missed my Atari. That was something, I don't know. It was just a blur.
Sorry, I had a ColecoVision that I inherited from my brother, and that was like my first introduction, and then I got a Nintendo. But like, I was middle class, but I want to say this, because I was so much younger than everybody else, everything I got was like hand-me-downs, or if I bought a video game system, everybody else was already over it by the time I got to it, that I always, like, people were, oh, here, you want all these games? You want all... Because I was so much younger than everybody else in the neighborhood. So I always got hooked up.
Okay.
That's back when humans used to help each other.
When we used to talk, when you had to like actually like plunk a phone or like go. Okay, this is going to be the next test, setting these shoulder gussets.
Do you know what's really funny? I quoted you in my I'm working on my my drapes video right now, and I quoted you, and I said, a wise woman once told me that drapes, it's a rectangle. Godless Sewing, it's a rectangle. And I took like 4 takes, so you'll be in the bloopers and in the
all the cuts.
Because I'm not a wise woman and I can barely speak English, so I had to say it 5 times.
Oh, let's see here. I wish I could have had a collection. Oh, they should make that game called Tiger Woods Cheating Simulator.
I grew up in the arcade era, so I remember they had that huge thing you would spin at the arcade. Like, I loved Tiger Woods golf as a kid. But I would go, the only game I really have nostalgia for is, he gave me Cruising USA. And that's the game that you would sit in the half car at the arcade, and it would have the music blaring behind you. I geek out. Like, when I want to ignore the world, I put that on. Like, Isaiah knows Dad's having a bad day.
But it is true. Curtains really are just rectangles. And I think I also mentioned the hardest part is figuring out if you're going to do tabs or grommets or...
That got me. I sat there for 45 minutes like, I'm just flopping it over. Nope.
That's another... There's... The devil's in the details with curtains. It's not the sewing.
You kind of got me. I sat there and I was like, oh, crud. Like, these rectangles are kind of complicated. Because in my mind, I am the Tim Allen of sewing. I think I can sew anything. And then I get there and I'm like, oh, crud, this involves piping? I quit.
Just to make sure I had enough, I sewed like 2 more layers of piping. Because I'm wondering if I might pattern my matching doublet for those pants off of this without a back seam. I don't know. I haven't decided. Kilroy never got a chance to properly play that arcade game. I went from being too short to fit and too tall to fit in it. Oh,
you should come to California. I'm still like, I miss going to Chuck E. Cheese. I need an accomplice because I used to go with Isaiah all the time because we live right by one. They have this snowboard game where you're standing on a snowboard, and they have all kinds of cool games that are height friendly, is what I'm trying to say. Because I live in the land of giants.
Right. We'll just play Dance Revolution all night long.
They have that there too. Like, it's so sad that Chuck E. Cheese is the last arcade. I'm gonna have to go ask a family member, hey, okay, you want to take your kid to Chuck E. Cheese because I want to go play.
Right, because the rent-a-kid service is not going to go over too well.
They got rid of the arcade at my local mall, and it's just sad because I was a mall rat, and like to me that was like the official end of an era because it was there long enough for me to bring my son there.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of really sad, depressing. But even here in California, where business is still kind of semi-thriving, malls are done. Like malls
Yeah.
are done. I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese. They don't have them here. It smells like feet and pizza and shame.
Just don't go into the ball pit. Don't go into the ball pit.
They got rid of the ball pit because they were like
It's a toxic waste.
in the state of California, it's considered unhealthy to have a
It
ball
is.
pit. I've seen them in other places, but like I've been like going to I've been to Louisiana, and that was like going back in time. At least
Yeah.
for someone being from the West Coast, and like the further I went in the South, I saw things that were there that weren't here in the West, like smoking in buildings.
I know. Oh shoot! I was just watching this like British cooking show for a few minutes, and this guy had his hunting shotgun, smoking a cigarette inside the pub, and I was like, "What? Oh, that's right. You don't live here."
Is there anywhere in America where you could still smoke inside that isn't Wyoming?
Didn't somebody say if at the VFW, or no, you could somewhere? Kilroy will correct me.
In the state
You
of
have to like
California,
go around and ask everybody, so
that's
it's like
here.
being publicly shamed. Okay.
That's here. That's LA law. It's one of those. It's because I lived in Hollywood, and like that was in my drinking days, and I got deep into the bar scene.
Right.
Which is like just saying I was a loser for 6 months. That's not like that's just putting a.
It wasn't that fancy, kids.
There are certain places where I feel like, I got some really good advice when I was a kid, like never meet someone in certain meetings, coming out of a hospital, in court, in at the police station, like
At the psychiatrist's office.
yeah, exactly. There's a long list.
Yeah. Unacceptable or unwise places to pick up a date.
I took that as life advice too, and my grandfather used to always say, like, run if someone says, oh, she looks better with her teeth in. And I'm not kidding you. I'm looking at you, Clackamas. Someone actually said that to me on the bus. I'm looking at you, Clackamas, Oregon. I thought it was just a fairy tale that my grandpa would just tell me as a kid to scare me,
Until you found out it was real. Oh, too silly. I think, what am I trying to think here? If I'm going to do flat felled seams on this gussets, yes, because I like the way they feel better than a French seam. Thank you, Skits, for voting in my Twitter polls of what type of seaming we should do.
Oh, I didn't see. Twitter has been like super depressed. I get your notifications on my computer, but not on my phone for some reason. But Twitter puts me in a bad place. Like it really does. And it used to not. But it just like too many kids are fighting their teachers and putting it online. And I'm like, I can't send my kid to school with these animals.
Yeah, things are definitely odd. Killer, right here in Pennsylvania, you can smoke in the bar as long as they allow it. And to allow it, they have to make it 20% less of their money from food. Okay. So really just like the VFW where you just pay for like potato chips.
I have a question.
Okay.
So as far as Janko pants go, should I go all the way up as far as cuts? Like just go all the way through? Because I'm going to literally open this up completely on both sides, like bell bottoms, but I'm going to make it Janko style because I almost want to extend the pants a little bit. I want to make them a size 39.
I did catch that, Allie. I did screen grab that. I mean, take a picture of my screen so I could look that up later. I saw that. I didn't realize, like, I thought I was here and then I wasn't here. I was like the ghost in the machine today.
And I was not ready. It's too hot. It is too hot for wit right now. It is.
Yeah.
It went from being 75 degrees to summer, like just hot overnight.
Yep.
So should I go all the way through to make them a
I
little
would
bit
keep the
bigger?
waistband if you mean. Or actually, I take that back. I'd stop if you're gonna keep the pockets. I'd stop below the pockets because you're gonna screw around with the integrity there.
You're right. Because my Nalgitas have grown. I have strange lineage. My father was African and my mom is a Spaniard.
Yep.
So like my lineage clashes, you know, and I gain weight in weird places.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that, but I think for those reasons, I'd follow my suggestions.
No, you're right. Because I haven't had no. I'm trying to think of all my failures, and I have 3 pairs of jeans right here. They're all failures. I'm looking right.
Oh, and Allie would keep the inner seam and the waist. Yeah. Okay, right. So just slit. They're suggesting to just slit up to the
Pocket.
the out seam. Right, because then
Yeah, you're
you can
right.
get they can get too bulky in between your legs, and that's a lot of fabric to
You're right. And I'm gonna make them with the poppy plant, the poppy.
print.
Since I have so much, 17 yards is a lot, or however much I said I had. Like I still have a good 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah,
I had a lot of material, and I agree with you, Kilroy. Like Twitter is purgatory for bored people like me.
I do myself get off every once very frequently.
Oh, so what do you think about Elon limiting people to 600 tweets a day? Do you over tweet? Do you go over 600 a day?
Yeah, no, that's what you can read in a day or something. I think it has to do with him trying to catch um push out the bots. I don't write six. I don't even think I've written 600 tweets like since October. So
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on that, but this has happened to me twice, and I'm not mad about it, but I kind of am. I get to 3,999 followers on Twitter, and they bust me down to 3,600. This is the second time it's happened to me. So are 400 of those people bots and fake accounts?
I don't. Who knows?
And this is
I don't know
twice.
enough about the details. Yeah, let's see here. Killer Ray Twitter basically shot themselves in the foot a couple days ago. I wish they didn't, because now Mastodon's trying to turn into Twitter 2.0. I think so. Oh, yep. Ellie says if the waist fits, try to leave as much as possible at the top.
It does.
Killer Ray.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Just now on Mastodon, I got a reply from some dipshit who thinks it's LinkedIn, and they only point out it's the only point of its networking blocked. And I think this whole thing that YouTube did 2 weeks ago with them lowering the monetization to get folks eligible for super chats, super thanks, super stickers. And then this week, this whole it looks like Adpocalypse 2.0 is coming because YouTube broke their own terms of service with their advertisers. So they're going to get hosed. If the waist fits, you must acquit.
It's so weird you would say that. I've been watching a lot of people that have been quoting Johnny Cochran lately. That's really weird that you would say that. I've had Johnny Cochran on my mind.
Cochran on my
Where I'm from, if Johnny Cochran starts rhyming, you're going home. He did it for OJ and Puff Daddy.
How funny.
If it's not at the bar, no, if it wasn't in the car, it's not at the bar. That literally got Puff Daddy acquitted, and Jennifer Lopez.
Taco. Oh, that just is going to make me think about that South Park skit with her singing tacos that she
Taco
hates so much.
flavored kiss. Oh, now I have that taco. Now I have that stuck in my. A friend of mine had that season on DVD back before the internet, so we would obsessively watch that. Obsessively.
Oh, Johnny Cochran month. That's too funny. Oh, I forgot, Allie, to wish you a happy Canada Day yesterday.
And is today Skits' birthday?
I don't know. Did we get a new old man, a new old human in the club?
Happy birthday, Skits. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies.
Happy birthday to you.
And you know what? Ease your way into your age. I did not take being over 40 well. I did not. And I'm man enough to admit it. I did not take it well. I did it took me a while to accept it. It was a rough year. That was a rough year.
Why are underarm gussets like a 3D jigsaw puzzle that I know it's going to turn out right, but I have to think very carefully. I think I need to switch to an easier project for right now to hostess, and
So I kind of weirdly think of sewing like engineering.
it is.
Like you have to sit down and draw plans. Like,
Oh, yep.
oh, and that's why I quit on my drapes last night because I did all the measurements, everything. It was 3:30 in the morning. I went to cut and I realized I didn't measure the length.
Oops.
And I was like, no, stop. I was like, stop everything. Like you're gonna make a million mistakes.
Yeah, it is good to know when
They're
to.
triangles. Oh.
That's interesting that both Canada and the U.S. told Britain to F it off in the same month. Pretty ridiculous. It took Canada until the 80s to do it, though. Yeah, Canada, they like the perks from Mama Britain.
Now I have Blame Canada stuck in my head.
They are triangles. I know they're just triangles.
I'm gonna use my famous 99-cent store scissors to cut these.
So did I?
Now I have taco flavored kisses stuck in my head.
Right. Yep. Oh, okay. I need a different song. I can't have that one stuck forever. Okay.
Do you know whoever started the skinny jean craze? Like,
But jerk.
yeah, they're not friendly to people. Like, I'm oddly proportioned. Like, I have an ice, like, the lower half, I have an ice skater body down there. I don't want to show it off all the time. I skate a lot more than I let on. I was watching this interview with Adam Rippon. He won a silver medal at the last Winter Olympics, and he was saying how he was on Dancing Stars with Tanya Harding, and they asked the question. They're like, as a kid, because he's a good 10 years behind us. So
Yeah.
if you hear that squeaking, it's my fan. I can't help it. It's hot and breezy in Southern California. Long story short, he said Tanya Harding's the boogeyman, and they were all scared of her to the point when he met her, he was shaking.
Oh no.
And he said she was just like this short, like smoker teeth, like just like, normal person, you know? Yes, you look like you're. We call them banana smugglers around here. Gilroy.
Oh, can't wear skinny jeans. I don't want to look like they're smuggling. I like how what is it in Australia or whatever they call the little Speedos, budgie smugglers. I think that's one of the best names for a Speedo.
I got banana smugglers from wrestling. They would always make fun of each other, and Shawn Michaels wouldn't let that style go in the 90s. And they asked him one day, they're like, bro, why do you still wear banana smugglers? That stuck with me for life. It stuck with me for life.
See, I just think about those mankinis and banana hammocks.
Do you, so the pro wrestler, like, that's from the circus look, right? The pro wrestler, like, just, what is that considered?
It is reminiscent of circus strongman unitards.
Is that what it's called?
Well, the little, like, the singlets.
Yes. It's just weird to me that they still rock them in 2023.
Well, it's a class. I mean, would you expect a Mexican wrestler to go out without their mask on?
No. And I've actually seen the luchas in person. It's so hardcore. In Mexico. It was an unreal experience. And that's a stadium where they smoke cigarettes inside the stadium.
Yep. Ellie says it's the 1920 strongman. I know Louis Cyr and the old strongman from the circus is so great.
I'm trying to like expand my horizons on YouTube because I'm like I've got rid of all the drama llama stuff, and all that's left is sewing stuff.
I don't think
So,
there's anything wrong with that.
but I've been watching Beyond the Mat, and because I was really into wrestling up until about 1999, 2000. I moved out of the house, and I didn't watch TV until my son was born for
Do
a
better things to
long
do with
time.
your time.
So should I go? Actually, okay, I'm gonna go. I know what seam I'm gonna go. Okay,
Okay.
I had a momentary lapse. I know how to do this. I know how to
No,
do
I'm
this.
like, we're on the struggle bus today, kids.
It's all about work harder. That's why I stopped last night, because I was doing too much. And I'm gonna tell you, it's the age of videotaping yourself doing everything kind of trips me out.
I know. I think that's still why I can't bring myself to like do pre-records. I like have clips of stuff. I'll have Allie, that at one point I do have footage of me thread drawing this stupid linen. Was it worth it? Because it's all off grade and I still cut it anyway. And it was like, why did I spend that 10 minutes crying? But I did it.
I always have that moment. Like, have you ever seen the movie Rocky? I don't know if it's the first or second one, but he has a meltdown when he becomes famous because he kind of feels like a sellout. And like when I record myself doing everything, it makes me feel like I'm officially a YouTuber. Like I have sold out of everything I said I wasn't gonna do.
Kilroy shaming. We do so at the Stitch and Bitch. I'll have you know. Actual sewing. The stream is scheduled for 1 fail or fall. I'm gonna need some glad. Need to move
I
my monitor
reserve my
closer.
I reserve my Sundays mainly for bitching, but I had to man up recently because Isaiah wants to go to church, and I was like, okay, I'll take you. Okay, I'll go. I know which church to take you to and everything. Like
The
we're gonna
3 hour the Southern Baptist Church.
no. First, I'm gonna take him to the my Catholic church because it's a 45-minute service. They
Oh,
don't play.
right, and right, it's gonna be done. We're gonna get in, get out.
They don't play. Like the
No,
church I grew up in, they're like, no, we're here. Bam, you're saved. Get out of here, kid.
right.
And so, because I'm not that parent who wants to suppress my child.
Yeah, no, the kids need to explore and be exposed to stuff, I think.
And I asked my ex-wife, I was like, you didn't take him to church, and she was like, that's your department, bye. Because she
All
knows
right.
I don't have beef. Like I'm just not angry at religion at all. It's gonna be weird though, because I'll tell them to their face if they ask me. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm a nihilist atheist. I'm not even fun at parties, guys. Like I.
I'm not fun no. I ain't fun no more. This is why I just write about and take photos of my projects. I get in too much of a groove thinking about a video camera. I the camera itself. My thing is just taking the time to edit down all the footage because there's so much stuff of like, how many times do you want to see me cut a piece of fabric or whatever? So it sounds like, do you take the time to like take little snips of your fabric and have one of these nice curated fabric planning sewing project journals?
I have this thing in my head of my father used to always tell me how his father would literally make his own nails. They would go around and look for metal because he grew up on like old school 40 acres and a mule. His
Yep.
dad was a real life porter. Like they were like his mother was a born slave. This was like
Mhm.
1940s Georgia.
Yep.
Then I fast forward to my father, who literally was an engineer who worked for NASA. Then there's me in my kitchen last night. This is how we put up a curtain rod. Like I had this total existential crisis last night of like, what are you doing with your life? You come from warriors, and you're videotaping yourself putting up a curtain rod badly because I dropped it twice.
Oh,
Oh,
let's see here. Oh, could always try a Unitarian Universalist church. They don't have the converter die thing. That is true. UUs is an interesting sect of Christianity. And there's usually cookies and coffee afterwards.
I was baptized in this church. I went to it for 17 years. My mom still goes. If I walked in, like, I might get a few and the roof might shake. Oh, speaking of shaking, we had an earthquake last night.
Oh no.
2:30 in the morning. I was literally standing. Oh, I have another thing to bring up. I was standing in front of one of okay, I'm stuttering and stammering because I don't even know how to say this, and I know what everyone's gonna say. Isaiah has gone through many different phases. Okay, he every time he does, I get all the cool stuff that he doesn't like. I have a giant communist flag. I have a giant workers' right flag because he went through communist phase.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do with my son's Ron DeSantos flag? I'm looking at it right now. It says "Make America Florida."
Make America Florida. I think I would take some puffy paint and turn Florida into a stylized PP and then just laugh at it.
Or should I put another penis on it like I did with the Confederate flag?
You could, out of puffy paint, please.
I haven't messed with puppy paint in a long time. That would be a good excuse to go to Michael's. Because
Right.
our Michael's stinks. Like, they don't have any sewing stuff at Michael's anymore.
Oh, that's weird.
None. It's a framing store. And,
Oh,
like, that's
that's
it.
how ours always used to be, and then it tried to expand, and they were like, "No, we're gonna need to go back to our roots because this is not working."
Ours had fabric and it branched out, and they used to sell like fancy sewing machines, and now they just have like the standard Singer and like needles and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a Unitarian church. I want my son. I have access to a temple as well, a Jewish temple. I might take him to temple.
Right, might as well go to all the places. Just don't go during the high holy days because sometimes they make you like you have to buy your seat ahead of time.
Oh, see, I need to know these things. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, that is a thing during some of some of the high holy days and some of the temples. So you gotta literally pay your dues for your seat.
But the Catholics are the same way. Like,
They don't
how
make you
much
pay
money?
more money for a seat.
How
At
much
least
money do you
not.
think? Sorry,
Mm-mm.
sorry. But how
Go
much
for
money
it.
do you think they rate? Like, even as a kid, like I grew up in the burbs. They were putting fives and 20s in there, and I'm really good at math. Like, and
Yeah.
the church was always filled. You know,
Hmm.
and my parents were given a good 40 spot each every week. Back when they really didn't have money like that back then. You
Yeah.
know, and now over the years, it's just weird. My mom gives so much money that she can write it off on her taxes.
Yes, I've been learning about some from the lawyer people though. Like it's weird. It's sometimes better to not, even though you could, because it's just a way to be tracked.
I have a really nosy family, and my
Oh,
uncle was subsidizing my cousin who's our age. He's like almost 40, but he's still
yeah.
subsidizing him. And long story short, they did the math, and over the past 20 years, he's given a church over $15,000.
Wowza.
My uncle lost it, and then like went on Facebook like a boomer and told everyone his business.
Yeah, see, that's just weird and uncalled. Like that's just weird to me. But I don't
They're
know.
like super evangelical. Like, we only eat what's in the Bible. Their kids don't watch TV. When they come over to my house, they have to ask their parents, like, "Can we eat a sugar cookie?
No avocado for you.
Can we drink a Pepsi?" Like, I'll ask them, like, because my Pepsis are deep in the fridge, especially this time of year. I'm not playing. Matter of fact, I'm about to go get my Pepsi in a minute.
The Pepsis flow deep in this house. Oh, killer, right. Every time I look up something in LA on Google Maps, I'm always surprised how many Catholic churches there are. It's like a McDonald's out on every corner out there. Yeah.
Okay, so I made the wrong happenstance of moving back to the same town I grew up in. Just on my side of town, I can think of six, and I live in a town that's a conglomerate of four towns that become a city. And just on my side, yeah, we have a ton of Catholic churches here. There's a war going on in Mexico right now between Protestants and evangelical Christians. They're kicking all of them out of Mexico because it's a Catholic country.
Oh, funny. So all those Mormons who moved down to Mexico are going to have to come back.
2 years ago, there was a family that was firebombed and everything. They like sent a message to the Mormons, like, because the Mormons, they show up and with numbers and they take over
Yeah.
places. They
Yep.
told them, like, you can't live here, and it
Mormons not welcome
was,
here.
and the cartels even said, like, it was us. What are you gonna do? But I live in a Mormon town. I live in a town that's like, over the year, it used to be this weird mix of Jewish people, Mormons, and Catholics, but now it's mainly a Mormon town. Mormons, they're smart. They're literally outbreed everybody. They're
You're right.
outbreeding them. They have numbers.
Oh, did-
And it really wasn't until I got in the atheist community and listened to people actually reading the Book of Mormon did I understand how bad, just how absolutely insane it is. Reminds me of when Russia banned the Jehovah Witness. They banned the Jehovah Witness?
Oh, funny.
I did not know that.
Oh, did I really? Did I fudge this up?
When I lived in Portland, I was shocked to see that the Church of Scientology had ground there.
I'm surprised about how much they're paying for advertising on Twitter. Thinking of Twitter, the amount of video ads I'm seeing from Scientology, I what the what?
Do you know what's so sad, Phoenix? The second you said that, I heard the guitar riff. I know exactly. They have a specific guitar riff in their commercials. The second you said that, I heard the riff. They're going overtime. They are I was about to say the Mormons. Do you know what's so creepy is that I lived on Hoover Street on the Hollywood side over there. They own LA. They
Yeah, they do.
own Los Angeles. At least if you stand on Sunset Boulevard, it's really weird. If you face anything that's facing south, it's owned by the Church of Scientology. They literally own the entire side of the street for miles and miles. That's why they don't get kicked off the street for campaigning on Hollywood Boulevard, because they own half of it.
Right. It has to be something.
You can get your feet. What is it? Thetans? Whatever that crazy stuff is, you can get tested right there on Hollywood Boulevard.
I did something wrong. Maybe I should have only sewed up one of these sides. Let's try the other sleeve so that we don't fudge up. And then we'll go back to the first one. This purple pirate pullover might be a poor project for today.
I'm pro pirate. When I saw the title, I was like, I don't care what it is. I'm pro pirate.
I know it's the obligatory poofy pirate shirt from the YouTube. So let's see here. My Twitter ad is when I found out there was a Scientology TV. I was like, we need to get Anonymous to hack the fuck out of that site. Yes.
They weirdly own LA, but let's be real. LA is a transitory city, and it's for sale.
Yeah.
It's for sale, and most people that live here are not from here.
Right.
It's not like when I lived in Oregon, and everybody that lived there was from there.
Yeah. Well, not all of us, but
I knew someone that felt like an outsider because she was, I think it's Paradise, California. She was from Paradise, but she lived in Oregon longer than I had been alive, and her daughters were from Oregon, but she still felt like an outsider.
Well, Paradise is basically Oregon. I mean,
exactly.
Kilroy, I found a copy of Dianetics in the free box at the library. It's not even good sci-fi. It's so whacked out. It makes the Unabomber Manifesto look like a doctoral thesis. Welcome back, Allie.
Hey, Allie. I'm gonna find the book now that you said that. I have Dianetics, and I have their he wrote another book about their book of laws. Oh man. I have to think. I have so many books. It's unreal. I have to think. It is whacked. It's even more whacked than the Richard LeGrand Mormon books that I have. I Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if we're going to talk about Scientology, we should go support America's Untold Stories and take a special moment to watch all of Eric Hunley's things, because the special prosecutor in Santa Fe is trying to get him to threaten a search warrant of his property, and he does not even live in New Mexico, to get up his source for the alleged planking that was happening on the Rust set. That's the words I'm thinking
When
of.
you say planking,
Plinking.
what is that?
Plinking. Like Coke can, pew pew, plink plink.
Oh, because I'm thinking of planking. Every time you
Yeah,
say that, I
no,
think they're
no.
like, dude.
P-L-I-N, not P-L-A-N.
I have a strange accent, so that's funny.
That's right. Sometimes the Western New York comes out and I have say stuff funny.
When I was a kid, I had a hardcore speech impediment where I couldn't pronounce my L's or my R's, so I have a strange accent sometimes myself.
Fair. Yeah, that plinking was happening, and yeah, it's so crazy.
So that's illegal?
No, it's not. Well, actually, at the location, there was not supposed to be any live ammo at that
Oh,
facility in the first place. So if it was happening on set, I mean, they, I guess, technically could be in breach of their contract for their location, but
that I understand. I live in the land of lawyers.
oh, you're too funny, Ellie. All Americans have weird accents, eh?
Do you know what's funny, Gilroy? In my day, the LASUSD or whatever that's called, they worked so hard. They didn't single people out. Like kids had dysgraphia, they would help you right in the classroom. They wouldn't single people out. There's someone who saw someone I know, they saw like a dysgraphia. It's basically a grip they teach people how to write with. And he was
Oh
like,
yeah, the fancy fatty ones are so nice.
I had one of those, and everybody was like, it's because you had dysgraphia, and they didn't shame you back then. They just hooked you, like they just taught you how to properly. It was different. The way that like I learned how to read and write, people had patience and they took their time. We had real teachers that cared back then.
Oh,
I
yes,
wouldn't be
and
able to speak English. I literally talk like this as a child.
I'm gonna also counter that or add to that we weren't. I think ours were the beginning of the students who were trained how to take tests and not actually taught how to learn and assimilate and be critical thinkers. And also, it feels worse with kids today because what does identity politics have to do with learning how to do math? I don't get it. Like, things are just being
I
conflated.
I agree with you. I think the problem is we're changing education completely. I think it's good that we're all paying attention to kids, but I think um what's happening is they're using like California is super gay. Okay? You have to remember California is where Ebonics came from. Ebonics is from East Oakland. It's not like, oh, like people of color speak a certain way. No, this was because people could not understand people from Oakland. Because in Oakland, they're from their own planet. I was watching something on it the other day. Like Oakland literally has their own dances, they have their own language.
Yep. Yeah, this is
We
true. Back when teachers steered the ship, not politicians and the
exactly.
Karens at the school birds. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I went to a really good school system because it sucks now. No one cares. And everyone takes
But I think suburban schools are not the same as inner city schools, so I think we were probably blessed for a little bit in those regards.
I agree with you. But there was a kid that I don't even know how to say it without the tubies striking it, but there was somebody who brought a device to our school in 1998
Yeah.
before it was popular and got arrested and everything. They literally emptied the whole school. It was so bad. This young man put a device in the gym. The assistant principal was an idiot. He picked it up and took it into the office and put it on the main desk.
Oh God.
And then called the cops. The cops came with the robot, and they put the robot. The high school I went to. The field is higher than the school. They put the entire school on the field. We could see everything that was going on. They put the robot in the middle of the quad. Okay, this is 1998. They detonated whatever was in there. The robot jumped. The robot jumped 2 or 3 feet, so it would have hurt people, you know.
Oh,
And
that's funny.
the principal was such a knob. He brought it into the office. You okay?
Oh, yep, I'm here.
Okay.
I was trying to see if I could figure out what was going on with Rumble while you were chatting, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We're here. We're here. We're here.
Rumble. When you get your stuff together, I have so many cool ideas for streams, but it might scare a few people when they see the other side of sewing.
That's what Rumble's there to save us.
When you get your stuff together and you allow me to stream, because I want to take Trees up on his offer. Like, I want to do a weapons stream because people, like, I don't know. I have some really cool stuff that's not even Hooters. It's just I have a
Right?
bunch of World War I bayonets. I have World
Ooh.
War II bayonets. I have a Brazilian Bowie knife that went through Vietnam.
Whoa.
Yeah, Pops carried it for a long time and gave it to me.
Oh, right. Okay.
But YouTube, you know, they.
Yeah, the tubes are the tubes.
Speaking of which, YouTube totally hid Kilroy's comment on my video because I put I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah.
They for some reason they finally let me put that video through. I didn't get a copyright strike or anything, so it will be in my next video. It's a good way to test it, but it bothered me because I went in my YouTube studio. It said I had no comments. I look on the thing. It said I had a comment, and it's
Right?
Kilroy. So it bothered me. It really bothered. YouTube, get your stuff together.
Something is funny because what, like five? No, not five. Like a huge number of creators over the past week have been demonetized for no clear-cut rhyme or reason, and they keep trying to get information from YouTube Studios, and they get a different response every time. Like channels that have no copyright claims, no community guideline strikes, nothing, and they're like, "Yeah, no."
That's why I now use my sewing and ranting channel as a test channel because they're taking down like big YouTubers, people I've been watching
Yes.
for years.
Yep.
And like there's people that are like, I'm no longer monetized. I don't know what to do. Like this is my job.
I can't wait to see the actual Godless, not the advertiser-friendly one. I have seen new videos showing 0 comments, and there were 7 that I could read. That is really funny.
That bothers me. You know what though? There's been a couple times I've hunted and some people have said some really awful stuff. So I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe it was blocked for a reason. But
Yeah, it could be.
there was some guy who was always calling me the N-word. And then I made a comment of like, I'm half Mexican too, so he started calling me the B word. But YouTube started blocking him. Oh, it made me laugh. Oh, I was dying.
Oh, that's
People go out of
funny.
their way to hate people. Like when I don't like somebody, I'm just like, oh, okay, and I move on.
Right, yeah, well, that's the whole thing about all these everybody who's like complaining and this whole cancel culture stuff. It's like you can literally change the channel. There's nobody forcing you. But thinking, I'm gonna forget his name. This guy Nigel, whatever, who just got debanked in England. Who's basically their, how did I hear him described? Clinton's version of Donald Trump, anti-Brexit, like did all these things, but his bank was like, nope, we're no longer willing to work with you. And not other bank in England followed up and was like, no, you can't use our financial institution. Like, that's a, we can dislike people, but not giving them access to their money, this feels very uncomfortable to me.
So, people of a certain generation are not gonna like the social credit score. It happened to me. I got canceled, and there's people who would probably be my best friend who don't even talk to me. There's streams that I don't even go to because they've heard nothing but bad things about me, and I've been told starve that guy out. He stood up against the holy church of you know what.
Oh
Starve that guy
God.
out. It's
Yeah.
unreal. I don't even know what to do anymore, you know? That's why
Yeah.
that's why I love the circle that we've created because it's like we're just here to literally stitch and bitch.
Right.
I think that's the greatest effing title. I think that is the greatest
Thank you.
title. I seriously my religion. That's my religion. Stitching and bitch.
We're at the Church of the Stitch and Bitch. Let's see here, Killer. I hope PeerTube and Rumble completely stomp all over YouTube. I'm going to have to look into PeerTube, but Rumble is well on their way. I mean, that, and that they took the time to not be on any of the Fang servers, so they're not beholden at the server backend or at the higher text things to be inadvertently roped into those companies. They're completely autonomous, which is impressive and partly why they've got growing pains. But they just set up, I got notifications now. I'm up to 38 subscribers on the Rumbles.
Awesome. What's PeerTube?
I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at this one. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, my package better be here next week. I can't wait. Oh my god, I can't think about it or I'm gonna spill the beans.
Kilroy, that I feel the exact same way. I just feel like that's how people are going. That's how people are going. Like the world is kind of going that way. It's scary. Scary time.
Yeah, I think I it's so creepy. The part that they're tying it to like your actions with like your money and your banking, that's the part that creeps the fuck out of me. I'm like, I don't know.
And I
Because I've
call
got
it a
zero.
social.
My score is 0 out of 0, I'm sure.
Well, I call it a social credit score because I don't know what else to call it because that's kind of what's happening. Because
Yeah.
this happens in real life in China. If you act a fool, they literally starve you out. You can't get on the bus. You can't go to the store.
No, right, you
Like,
can't pay your rent. Right, I know. It's like it's a testing ground.
oh, that scares me because I'm
Yeah.
mouthy and opinionated. I'm opinionated.
I mean, that the thought police and that
Oh, I gotta change hats. I'm sweating through my hat.
that is very terrifying to me. And I don't like that people, immigrants who came to this country, I don't know if my family would be happy with what's happened over time here versus what they fled from. That
I
folks
think
are
everybody
like, I'd
has
rather be
the.
back in communist Poland than be in Canada is saying a lot.
I feel arrogant when I say that my grandfather came to this country and like it's it's a catch-22. It depends on your ancestors. This hat is a size 8, so it proves that I'm not an 8 head because I can get 2 fingers in it.
You're not
And
an 8 ball.
I wear this while working with my glasses. When I wear my glasses at work.
Yes, Killer A basically off the res when it comes to social media. Anyway, my social credit score would be in the negative, right?
Do you know I made the mistake of falling in with the popular crowd. The thing is when you're 17 it teaches you about life. When you're in your 40s you need to go get one if you're hanging out with the popular crowd.
Yeah.
I because I would watch these people all the time and I was like, oh, I have the equipment, I have all this stuff, let's go hang out. And then I found out I clash because I'm a people like I don't know. I clash with this with I'm really bad in cults because I ask questions. I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think we need more. I don't know. Stuff's a just weird, uncomfortable mess right now. Thank goodness for Brunhild to bring me some joy and happiness. And then I remembered how to thread her after sewing on my singer. After Letty got, I was like, all right, it's away from you and not a singer.
You know what? Like, it's kind of like riding a motorcycle. Like, everybody wants to ride a motorcycle until you get on one and it shakes your butt. And some people like it, and some people are like, this is the worst feeling ever.
I guess you could say the same thing about horseback riding, too.
Oh, horses, too. As someone who actually rides horses, that first bounce is rough if you don't know what you're doing as a man.
I didn't expect it to be so squishy feeling.
Oh, horse is another thing. Like, you think you really like horses? Go hang out with one.
Right, they're a lot of work. The curry combs and all the fancy brushes and getting the tack just right.
And on a day like today, they have to be somewhere where they're
It's
not.
cold. Right,
Yeah.
because they just get sweaty. Instead of 1984, we're going to have Brave New World. Don't have to force people to do what you want if you can convince them that'll make it safer, make them safer or happier. Yeah, the Singer motorcycle wheel goes the other way than the white does. I know.
That has always messed me up.
I had to like literally stop when I got here, and I was like, okay, we got her threaded because I'm too lazy to get another one of these giant thread holders because I'm using these spools and they don't obviously fit on my little one.
I think I might turn that this white. Where can you see it? This white right here into Helga. Since it can't be Broomhilda, I think I might turn it into Helga.
You can, she can have whatever name you want. It's all good.
I had a dog named Cleophas when I was a kid, and I named every pet I have Cleophas. So I get it.
Right, that gets me all the time. I know.
Every time.
It's so funny. You're like, why is my thread cookie and something not working right? Oh, it's you. It's not the machine.
Oh, do you guys want to see what a 6 foot? I have my boots on, so it gives me the illusion of height.
Everybody's tall compared to me, so this is going to be a letdown.
But this stick is 6 feet tall. This proves that I am literally 5'5".
Yes, it does.
And I have my boots on, so it makes me look I have my actual work boot, my like real work boots on, because I'm doing home improvements. I had to go to work.
Safety first, kids.
Well, when you go to work at 4:30 in the morning, there is no need to get dressed up.
No.
I wear coveralls.
Then no.
Oh, I wear coveralls because they're like day pajamas.
That's true.
They're accepted day pajamas.
It's like scrubs.
You know, I on the weekends, like Isaiah goes with his mom, and like when I get up, it's like, oh, I gotta go to work. I am not this cheery at 3:45 in the morning no. The crisp air will wake you up, though.
Right, yes. That is a truthful statement. Okay, did I so discuss it in wrong? Okay.
But I pulled this out of my truck because I was using it to measure my drapes, but then I realized I didn't go in the other direction.
So you went. So you got to add panels now.
I couldn't sleep, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna record a video before I go to work, and it was a mess.
Yep. Right, that's so true. If you clock in at 4:30, good chances you don't work in a suit and tie.
No, so true.
No,
so
your
true.
suit and tie might be janitor overalls or a baker's smock.
Right. With my janitor keys. And this time of year, I make my poor man latte, but I put it in giant mason jars. So my coffee intake actually increases this time of year because I'll do 2 or 3 mason jars a day of iced coffee because I'm a wreck because I need to be shaking at work.
I don't know how to get this tractor into gear.
Oh, it's more like at 4:30 in the morning, it's more like paperwork and like making sure that people go where they need to go and gates are open. And yeah,
Yeah.
I miss the days when I would show up and people would tell me what to do.
Now the boots on the other foot now.
But I say this all the time. Like everybody knows what they're doing. So I'm like, I'm the Nepo kid who just happened to be raised by someone who cared enough to teach me that I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, so Gilroy said I need one of those huge half-gallon insulated 7-Eleven mugs. Do they still make the big Bubba cups? Or am I just old and crazy?
I don't know, but doesn't oh, who is it? Stanley's got that stinking 40-ounce, $500
Okay.
insulated coffee cup that all these like
They're like 50
water
bucks.
tubers or whatever. I don't even understand what this is. It's so weird.
They're 44 ounces. I actually looked it up. A podcast that I watch is obsessed. One is anti-Stanley Cup. The other one drinks 2 to 3 a day and pees all day long.
Well, yeah, if you try, yes.
She drinks
How
over
do you not?
200. She drinks over 200 gallons of liquid a day,
Oh my god, I.
and it's sweet tea. So eventually, her kidneys are just going
Oh
to
yeah,
fail
she
on
just
her.
asked for the beat. Oh, we're an hour in and we haven't done anything too controversial. Sorry, folks. No legal, medical, financial, election pornification. If you learn something, it's been purely accident, and we did not intend it to be that way.
When my eyes start getting pink, that's like right around the hour time because I've been sitting here and smoking the whole time. Oh
Yeah, I think I have seen them.
yes,
Oh, that on
they suck.
Amazon. Yeah, but
They're
who
like
needs a
50
freaking
bucks.
$500 40? Like, does this cup drink its beverages for you? Like,
Please keep
what the
going.
actual?
No, I need you to keep going because I'm this close to buying a Stanley Cup. I'm
No,
this
you
close.
are not spending. No, I'm here to shame you. You will not spend 500 freaking dollars
No,
plus
they're like 40.
tax.
Let's check. Let's check. Because this is the phone that has my real Amazon account on it.
Maybe if they've got knockoffs on Amazon, but on the Stanley site, they are literally $500. The answer is no.
Okay.
Don't
Amazon.
can't drink 200 gallons of stuff a day. No, maybe 2 gallons. Yeah, 200 gallons
She
is
drinks she drinks 6 she has 3 Stanley Cups that she has with her
yeah.
and she refills them twice a day. And it's
Okay, so
44 each.
and a gallon is 60 ounces, so that's six. So that's like 6 gallons. That's still gallons of water, and probably more than your kidneys need. And if it's
That's
sweet tea,
gross.
way
And
more
keep in
sugar than your
mind my
kidneys and pancreas needs. But
okay. Stanley, let's see if it'll pop right up. Okay. Okay, so they're like hold on, let's get past the $74. I must have been ripped when I was looking. I couldn't justify spending that much for a cup.
no,
I think because I buy the metal ones when they got to $10. I thought that was crazy.
yeah,
That's why like people think that I have like my cup is a trans cup. I got it at Marshall's for $2. I did. And I don't I mean I rock pink. I have no shame. I
right. It's just a cup. It doesn't hold liquid. Yes. Okay.
yes,
Brilliant.
large amounts too.
The gallon is
You know what I was
128, not 60. Thank you for correcting me, Killer.
Stanley also has the plastic versions for cheapos like me and they still go for $70.
Yeah. No.
I didn't know. Okay, here's the Stanley Quencher. It might be a knockoff. It's $48. That's $50.
Yeah. Still too much money.
They go off about these Stanley Cups like on
I
here, and
know
I
these
did.
cups that are like. So does Emily D. Baker's got a collection. I'm like, what? No.
Now I
And
have the
water
theme
talk is
song.
just weird. These like weird flavored waters. I guess if it gets you to drink a beverage, but I don't know. People are weird.
Drink water, kids. I drink enough. Like I'm extremely unhealthy, but I do a bunch of really unhealthy. I do a bunch of healthy stuff off screen. I eat lots of vegetables. I'm addicted to pineapple.
That's basically eating candy, though.
Oh, it's so good. And if that raccoon had ripped it out, I'd be growing one by now.
Right. Killer. They're knocking off those stupid Yeti cups that are basically for suburban people who want to pretend they're outdoorsmen. Those Yeti cups get extremely crazy. Right. Or
So
the
what?
what's the one fancy water bottles around here? The hydro flasks. Those are also stupidly expensive.
Oh, where's my cups? I buy the cheapies from Marshalls and Walmart, and now my 99-cent store still sells them, but they're $10. I refuse to pay $10 for a metal cup that I'm going to drop 50 times. It needs to have a lid that can be in the tractor, and they don't have a standard size anymore, so they don't fit in cup holders like they
Oh,
used to.
right. Like it's too big and they don't taper the bottom portion down.
I need something that can fit in my car. If you don't fit in my Flex cup holder, there's something wrong with you. That's a
Right.
modern car, you know. It has a backup camera on it. It's a modern car, and that's why my beef with tumblers, why I don't mess with them. I drink mason jars because I was raised by a hillbilly, so like I could throw a mason jar on the floor and I know it's not going to leak.
True. Killer Ray drinks a gallon of water on top of the other stuff. That is impressive. I do not drink that much water.
This is the only time of year that I'm extremely healthy because heat stroke is real.
Very true, true. And when it's dry, you get dehydrated and you don't realize it. All right. I got some gussets. I got a body. I'm going to switch to some easier sewing and save the rest of the shirt for tomorrow. But we have pieces of a purple pirate shirt. I might come back to it in a few minutes, but
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's beautiful.
I have a rolled hem. I have a flat felled hem. I have a sleeve with a gusset pinned. I have another sleeve where I think I have to. The gusset looks like it's sewed on backwards, so I got to think about it. So we'll get back to my purple pirate puffy plunders things.
So Isaiah's like retiring a lot of his stuff and he's giving a lot of his stuff to his younger brother. Am I selfish for keeping a $200 Nerf gun?
No, if you paid for it, that's not selfish.
It's a
It's
lot of
yours.
money. It's a lot of money for a Nerf gun, and like,
That's a lot of money for a kid who is not going to understand how to aim appropriately.
and and Junior and like the only person I'm giving it to is tiny. Like he wouldn't be able to pull the trigger. That's my justification.
Yeah, right.
That
Let's
does
see
look
here.
comfy.
Gilroy likes the half-gallon and gallon thermoses you can get at the Walmart camping section for 20 or $30. That is a good price. The material looks so comfy. It's real linen, so it is comfy. I guess I can pull over and finish this dress real fast. It is really nice to wear.
You know what, Alibaba? They have giant Nerf competitions where the Rams play too. I'll show up. Like I have a Nerf stampede. Like I'll show up and shock people like they're Terminator with that thing. And my ex-wife bought him because we were in this weird rivalry, you know. So the kid got hooked up. He has a $300 Nerf rival, one of those giant loading it shoots balls basically, you know. And my ex-wife was like, "Dude, I'm keeping this thing forever." Spent $3 on it, you know.
Yeah, that's the toy market racket is too much.
It's because my son wanted something that was so rare. It was considered elite, and so I had to fish on Amazon, and I got it for $2. And now I feel like a moron because he's already over it.
Yeah, it's a Nerf gun, not great grandpa's China set. Keep it and don't think about it. Exactly.
That's another thing. What do I do with my grandma's china?
You use it.
Yeah, but my dad hoarded Waterford crystal.
Oh wow. Yeah, just use it. I would.
What do I do
What's
with
the
it? I
point of
have
keeping your beautiful things if you don't like looking at it is one thing, but enjoy using it. If it gets broken, whatever.
in my entry hall. It's a jacket closet, right?
Yeah.
From the top shelf all the way to the roof is Waterford crystal. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna like because I'm not hurting. I'm not
Hoarding?
selling this stuff, you know. But I feel like I should sell it.
You could, yep, that would be one thing. Let somebody else appreciate it. Keep your favorite things to use as pin holders or needle holders. Put a magnet in it and like repurpose it for something that you're going to actually use and enjoy. Or you don't keep what doesn't bring you joy.
You're right. I don't
I
know.
know.
I no, I'm the real life Fred Sanford, but like I want to sell all this stuff before I become too old to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do. Which is now is the time. Now you are being shamed to do it now.
And really, I had a neighbor who was a real life hoarder, and like to the point where I tried to help her. Like my mom tried to help her. She would literally she brought the blue barrel, which in California that's our actual trash can. She brought it in her house, and would guard the blue barrel as people were throwing stuff away, and then
Yeah,
tell you this, and then tell you a story about every item.
that's real hoarding and sickness.
I walked her dog in she had a dog. It was a chow chow. His name was Bogey. I missed that dog. I walked him in 1994, okay?
Okay.
She was such a hoarder that she had a Dodgers VHS. I would watch the World Series VHS all the time. When I went to go help clean her house, it was still there where I left it in 1995. And this was like 2016, 2017 when I went to help her.
Yeah,
It,
that's
they had four dumpsters of stuff to have her empty her house. It kind of shamed my father and I because like we watched this go on and we're like, oh, we're selling everything. We're selling
and you're like, no, I'm just moving it to my storage unit so I
and
can
I
use
actually
it later.
reduced a lot of stuff until my grandma passed away and then my dad passed away and then I just became a hoarder all over again.
That does do frequently be a precipitating factor when you just are dealing with the grief, loss, feelings, financials, and then you're like, oh shit, it's been 3 years and I haven't like
Three like
managed any of
full
this yet.
3 full years like in 04 will be my grandma passed away a year before my father, so it's like 4 or 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
So ugh, nothing will make you a minimalist more than being around hoarders. My son's like, I don't want to own anything. Property is theft.
It is. Oh my gosh, here's some more samples from my embroidery machine.
Oh, that's awesome.
When my baby lock works, she works great. But we spend out so much time fighting.
I'm so mad at my hoop right now. I think the
Just
whole
tape it.
reason my
That's it. Just tape it back together. It will work because the baby lock is just like the brother.
it's not like it works one day and then it just poops out on me. I think it's because I kept it right on my desk and worked with it all the time. It just drove me crazy because it stopped working one day.
Hmm. Well, I mean, they do get warped. I don't know.
Do you,
Thank you.
do you
Oh,
think the heat? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. Actually, that's what I was gonna say. Is that the heat might have warped it, but they sell replacements. So like, just get another one.
I had to take this phone out of the case because it's so hot right now because iPhones tell you like, bro, what is wrong with you? I'm 110 degrees.
I was my computer didn't. I did something and I was like, oh shit! I just got this computer. We cannot be overheating. I spent too much money on you to
That's,
be causing me guff right now.
that's the one thing I appreciate about Apple. It warns you. It tells you like, it shames you. It's like we're about to die. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? We are about to die. What is wrong?
You're not playing nice with me.
When I went to Arizona, I was in the middle of the desert. I learned such a lesson. I was driving like this in I missed my Montero. That car was made for smoking. My car overheated so much I had to turn off my air conditioner.
Oh god.
It was in the middle of the desert. It was 113 degrees. I rolled the window down because I was like, whatever. I just either way, I'm dying either way, you know?
Yeah.
And so I had my arm out the window. I did not realize until I got home, my arm was literally a different color than the rest of my body.
You're like, I didn't know I turned that shade of pink.
Oh, it was purple. My arm was purple. It was so like cooked.
Oh, Kilroy, this is too funny. The vibe I get from Baby Lock stuff is, Kilroy, you aren't blue-blooded enough to use this. It's just brother under a different name. The worst part is that at least brother you can take to any shop if you have problems, but Baby Lock you have to go to the certified dealer. Like, F this.
Have you
Buying
ever heard
three
of
parts.
Have you ever heard of More Sewing? Moore. They sell
No.
sewing machines on YouTube.
No.
I guess because they ping my address. It's a California-based company. They're on the far side of Orange County. They're like a 2-hour drive, even from my house.
Yeah.
But they are an authorized Baby Lock dealer. I want to go there one day. They have a warehouse.
Yeah. That stupid $10,000 venture that's got the 10 that'll sew 10 threads where you don't and switch automatically. That woman's so steen. I want to be Baby Lock. Can I be pretty enough to be an ambassador that I will help sell your machines,
That's
if you hook me up with one of these to sew with, please, Baby Lock. I'll even come into the camera, please.
baby. I'm just saying this. I know we're capitalists, but baby brother and Juki are slave. They're pro-slave. That's all I'm
I
saying.
know, and Baby
They're
Lock is the
pro-slave.
same company, so I know.
I They have nice and used. Oh, they have used machines. If
That's
I were, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I think that was my problem with my Baby Lock because she was the floor model, so she came to me pre-abused.
I
She
might
was
buy a
not fresh
floor
out of the
model.
box.
I might buy a floor model because I don't know if I could justify. I want one of those YouTuber Jukies, and like, let's be real. I can afford to buy it because I'm about to buy my kid a $10,000 car. But will I do it? No. Will I buy my kid the truck? If you're listening, if you're really good, But there's a lot of people listening that are like, do not buy your child a $10,000 truck.
Nobody bought me a car. I inherited one, and then it died.
My dad took me to Robinson's Bay and said, "You want a car?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Get in the car," and he took me to Robinson's Bay, and I worked on the dock.
Yeah. Yep, you gotta work for that shiz. I think he wants the industrial Juki. I'll
The
buy a
big
floor model TV sewing machine, not so much. I know. I just couldn't. I'd never. That Baby Lock's the only machine I actually bought brand new because my Kenmore was a gift from my noni, and what Brunhild was $25. She was like a $300 machine, even the floor model, pre-abused.
I almost bought
Expensive.
a Sailorite or whatever it's called, but
Oh,
then
the sale, right? Yeah.
you guys talked me out of it. You guys totally talked me out because I'm not gonna spend that. If I'm spending that much money, like, no, I'm not. I'm not playing. Like, I'm gonna do my research before I spend that much money because that's insane for a sewing machine. That's insane to me.
It is. I know. I
I'm a
need to
second hander.
get one of those $10,000 embroidery machines, but I want it so bad.
But if you do, then you might as well start your embroidery business and start taking orders from the baseball team, from the, like.
Yes. Yeah. Because it would have to. It would need to be for business purpose. Like I just can't. Then the whole purchase gets different write-offs. Stupid taxes. Used
I'm gonna look
Singer
that up right
31.
now.
It's nice for what you do. All right, write that down. Do I need to screenshot this and tweet it to you later?
Yes. Yeah. Because I need to measure my pants because I'm almost there. But I need to change my thread too and clear my desk.
Right. Sale rate is overpriced. I paid $250 for what they charged $2,500 for. Oh my god.
Wow. Oh, it's so hot. I can see my sweaty face.
I know. I'm like, I should have put some. It's a good thing my shot is from the down and not the neck up today. Because I didn't put my dampening
Gilroy,
that.
that's how I feel about my camera. I will hurt someone over my camera. If you come at me, I will hurt you over my overpriced camera.
Oh, I don't want a sewing machine that's so expensive. I have to get it back to protect it when I'm transporting it fair. If you get a new embroidery machine at the price points now, you do have to open a shop for doing embroidery. Yeah, especially because I was a fool. The Sophia that I have, actually, one of the um, here's some of the pre-programmed stitches. Show up. Focus on these cute little dinosaur ones. Might bring you in closer. What's the So these bottom ones are little dinosaurs that are pre-programmed in there, and there's some leaves and some other things. And it's just weird with those ones because you have to disengage the foot pedal and just drive the fabric straight, and it just does all this stitching.
I love it.
I know, it's
I
cute.
absolutely love it.
I need to.
How come my embroidery machine doesn't work?
Oh, that's
Yours
my
works.
gripe.
Yours works. Mine doesn't. Mine's a piece of junk. Hey,
I haven't touched mine in a
stalker.
while. I need some love TLC, but I wish I'd got the one that had the bigger hoop because mine's only a 4x6, and I quickly am like, all the designs I want are at least the 7x12 or whatever ones.
To the person who sent me the Brother PE 535, hey, if you're still feeling really fishy,
I'll take another one. Can I get the new version?
and you still can't come by my house because that's creepy. You should have said hi first.
Just drop the machine off and leave, please.
That's weird to me. You can't buy my love. I'm a hoarder. You can't buy my love. And I have a real job. So you can't I learned I was married. No, I pay my own bills.
Oh, Killer, you've got a stitch like that looks like a little dog on your Athena 2000. Cute. I love this little alligator one. It just
I'm gonna
makes
go
me
get my
laugh
Pepsi.
every time I see it.
It is so hot in here.
I know. Oh, and it's supposed to just get hotter the next couple of days. It's going to be a spicy fourth. And I was thinking I was going to try to whip up some frilly top to go with my irreverent petticoat, but we'll see because there's that thing called my day job. And of course, I'm scheduled to work for a little bit on Tuesday morning, so I can't sew then either. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see here. What else was funny this week? We talked about Nigel. We talked about Madonna. We talked about Joey Aesthetics. Oh, I was hoping we were going to have a new guest today, but either they forgot, we misconstrued misscrewed the times. I don't know what happened, so we'll see. But we'll see what happens. Pepsi clock here. Pepsi o'clock.
Oh, I'm hooked. Hey, Pepsi, if you ever want to sponsor me, I'm ruining my liver for you.
Right, all that aspartame. Just because I like a diet food, I can't handle the calories of a full Pepsi
My
or Coke.
I had my uncle was the stereotypical a-hole cop sheriff for 40 years, and he drank Pepsi. Whenever my older brother comes over, he's like, "Really, Pepsi? Really? That's beat cop juice." He's always like, "That's what beat cops drink." Like, are you kidding me? I love Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi addict. I don't know what it is. Better than
Right,
Coke.
either that or Mountain Dew. I like the crappy shit. Which is why I next hardly ever drink it. But
Do you think Mountain Dew is an Oregon thing? Like,
I
because
I hardly drink it here. I used to drink it when I lived in New York. So it was like a nostalgic. I was a kid and we had Mountain Dew.
well, like Dr. Pepper owns Oklahoma. Like everyone in Oklahoma drinks Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
It's a thing. Like they literally like I saw this thing where this lady saw this other lady putting Dr. Pepper in a kid's baby bottle.
Oh, I have. Oh no, I was gonna hide myself for a second. What is wrong? My computer things are backwards today. All right, I'm just gonna migrate over to this portion of my table so I'm not on screen.
I have to measure this. Mountain Dew is an Appalachian drink.
It is. I know that's why they have no teeth.
To be fair, though, when I lived in Oregon, I met some real life hill people, and I learned how to fly fish with some real life hillbillies, and I went noodling. So Oregon is just as hardcore as. I know there's some people in the Appalachian that would laugh in my face for saying that, but Oregon is just as hardcore.
Well, we had loggers and funny people here. Okay. I stand up super tall. Is there anything I should adjust on the fit before I make out the next copy of this?
No, it looks great. You look like you're ready for Oktoberfest.
Yes, this is the Ralph Pink half-boned, full-length stays. I did no pattern adjustment to this because it only comes as a size 8, and I was like, yeah, I'll just try this one out. I think next time, because I did the flat felled seams on this, and I'd like to tight lace it. I know you don't need to tight lace stays because you usually hand sew the eyelets, blah blah blah. But this is mine, and I like to be tight laced and snatched at the waist. So I'm gonna do that. Do I even know the name? That like encased felling stitch where you sew it and then fold it and press it, and then sew the stitch line so I can snatch it tighter.
Do you know what's funny? I don't even know what that's called, but I use that for everything. What's that called? I do that for
It's some type of a flat. It's like a felling.
I do that for almost.
It's like an encased fell. I'm sure somebody will correct us if I described it nicely enough.
Because I'm really weird about because I make my own clothes. I'm really weird about my seams popping out when I can't see it, so I go ham on the seams. Like I make sure they're all when I say reinforce your seams, I'm not playing.
I know, it's so funny. It's like the most important parts are the things that nobody ever sees. You're like, did I sew my seam well enough? Yes or no? Okay, great.
That hat, I love wearing it, but when it gets sweaty, I smell the fact that I've had it for 20 years.
Right.
I need to switch I need another hat.
We're just going through all the hats today. You're going to end up with the do-rag.
I miss having hair. I miss being able to wear a do-rag. My curls were so beautiful. People would stop me in public. I miss having hair.
Oh, I was like, what did I grab a needle to actually sew? I can tack down these pieces. You do need a panel in the front. I know. I can tie it tighter. I could do a modesty panel, yes, or a stomacher. I can cinch it at least 2 inches tighter, so I've only got like a 1-inch gap, and I just wasn't into tight lacing my stays today. Not a panel, the stays cover for this. And right, so you're thinking of like the stomacher, maybe that like looks cute underneath with all the embroidery and doodads. Because I could do one of those too. Yeah, because I got my knickers showing out today. But there's what I was looking for. Yeah, it could be a little bit cuter. I'll figure it out before I cut the next one. But what did I see this week that was interesting in sewing? The Schmetz super duper Teflon coated needles so they don't get stuck on things. Who's tried these?
Is there such a thing?
Yes, yes, the super duper pooper scooper Schmetz needles.
Because it drives me crazy. I have a bunch of patches I don't use because they have weird adhesive on the back. And there's no needle you can use to sew through it because it gunks up everything. Machine.
So try those with it's Teflon coated, so it's supposed to be a non-stick needle, these new Schmetz super dupers.
I might try them.
Yeah, order some and let me know how you think. I'd like a review next week, please.
I've been recently going through all my old patches, and there's a ton I can't use because they have the sticky glue on them.
Okay, let's see here. I got to catch up real quick. Let's see here. Right, modesty panel. It isn't the look. It helps with the fit right of the. So it gives it something to slide on top of, so that the fabric won't show the wrinkles from underneath. Let's see here. And Ellie also says I would not use the coated Schmetz, but I've not tried them either. Okay, we just gotta. That sounds weird. I don't like it. I just heard about them this week, so it's like, huh.
I'm a bit stuck in my ways, so I don't necessarily try new things all the time when I should.
Right, and I've got this box of 50 Schmetz universals that I'm just like working my way through, so I'm not buying needles unless it's something very specific right now, and I've got a handful of leather and denim needles is actually like 5 at most, because that's how many fit in the pack that I buy.
I swear by the leather needle, just because they'll punch through anything.
They will, but sometimes you don't want to pierce. Like, I wouldn't use that for my fine silk because I don't want such a big hole.
You're right. I'm Captain.
But I sew with bougie fabric sometimes, not these pirate fabrics all the time.
I have a life's mission to dress and look like a couch cushion.
Right. You are well on your way and doing quite not terrible, I would have to say.
Trying to add some color to my life.
Your jacket?
Oh, excuse me. Trying to add color to my life.
I have never had good tries at coated needles. The coating flakes off always with every type I've ever tried. Interesting. I am bad with changing needles. That box of 50 would last me 10 to 20 years. I agree. Unless I'm setting up something very particular, I don't change my needle until it breaks kind of sewist. I know. I've like just created Maelstrom in the chat, and I'm going to hear it about 5.0. Okay.
Because I'm bringing the tutorials back, the mini sewing machine video reminded me that I used to actually do really in-depth tutorials. I just stopped caring. Now that I'm bringing the tutorials back, according to Singer and all this other crud that I've seen online, you're supposed to change your needle with every project. And yes, I do.
I know, but the old Singer sewing manuals also said your house cleaning needed to be done, you needed to have a snack, and your makeup needed to be put on, and you needed to wear nice clothes. So
I do all those things. And I videotape myself doing it. And I have that Cars song in my head. Let them hold you up in the air. Let them brush your rock and roll hair.
Oh, boy. I basically want to look like an alien. Yes. Oh, let's see here. With linen the old way, they would measure the waft, and weave 2 threads per inch, and then they would set the feed dogs to sew either the waft or the weft. Interesting. Wow. Or every needle strike. Also, you could get it right around and not have to pierce the fiber, which with these, wool is not the same as sewing with linen. That stuff shreds. Plant fibers are long and skinny and shred like nobody's business. I also think that's why I've got a poof of linen to try to spin, but the thought of trying to spin that with my drop spindle just like makes my head cry. Oh, Ellie's laughing. An online friend did the getting ready to sew video, Marilyn, on YouTube. Oh, because it was such a thing. They were always like, all these things have to be done, and then you can sit and sew. It makes me laugh every time I read that part in the sewing manual.
Quite honestly, all this stuff that lately, having to videotape everything I do has been giving me anxiety, because sometimes I just want to sit here in my basketball shorts only and sew.
Right, yeah, that's nobody wants to see. It's just my compromising. Like, I show up, we chat, we stitch some shit. Oh, there is a hill I will die. Changing your needle for every project is a lie to get you to a lie to sell more needles and make the bougie people in the sewing world feel better. See,
Is
I'm
it big?
100% with Kilroy on this one.
Is it big sewing or what?
Yeah, but I understand.
I agree with
But
you.
at the same token, if I haven't broken a needle and something's not working, the first thing I do generally, besides making sure is the machine still threaded appropriately, is change the needle.
The only needle I won't like, I got really piratey with my leather needles because they'll punch through anything. But then I considered myself lazy because, like you said, when you work with a material that's less coarse or thin, you're gonna
Yeah.
poke holes in it every time you come down.
Yeah, and like the silks, you'll just shred them because it like just literally tears it.
You know what's funny? I am bougie in certain ways and a pirate in other ways. Life's funny that way. Oh, I guess
Yes,
I should
needle
put these on.
sharpeners for old machines. We should bring this back as a tool.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what's so funny? Like, I should be wearing my glasses all the time and I don't.
Oh,
Oh,
I
now that I
forgot
can
to
actually.
yell at you. We got almost 2 hours and I didn't yell at you for not wearing your glasses.
So, I have a question for the chat. And I have a feeling I know what people are going to say. Maybe I missed it. What should I do with the Ron DeSantos flag? And I don't want to pull it out because someone might screenshot it and then
No,
misquote
you
me.
could right. You can take that clip from Godless's channel tomorrow after 7 o'clock, probably about the 2.5 hour mark.
I will pull it out tomorrow. People are, I'm already canceled anyways. Let's keep it
I don't
going.
honestly. I don't even care. I'm like I don't. I'm not. I'm a populist middle of the road. I'm not registered for any party. They can all uniparty can suck my chesticles.
I'm cynical. I think no matter who you vote for, they're just going to raise taxes.
A new one. Kilroy's got a knife sharpener tool that has a thing to sharpen needles and fish hooks.
Ooh.
Yes, that is the um.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a good tool. Utility tool. Wow, words are not my friends today. My brain is addled with the heat. 2 days of like almost 100, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Same. Same yesterday. I felt physically ill because it's been a long time since I've worked in the heat. Like, I was like, and I did all the things you're supposed to, and I still felt a little physically ill.
No, it's true, but it went from like high 70s, low 80s to almost 100 literally overnight. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't adjust. There was no adjustment period. And I
Our,
apologize, East Coast and Midwest, who has to deal with the smoke. I really do feel your pain, but also suck it up.
Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 94 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was 103 yesterday. I don't feel sorry for me because I'm not gonna feel sorry for you.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
no, you I don't feel sorry for. We signed ourselves up for this punishment. It's
yesterday. No, it was 2 days ago. Whenever it was like the first hot day, it was 103, and I'm like, all right. I said I wasn't gonna cry because it was such a terrible winter, but I'm gonna start crying right now.
right. I think on the 4th it's supposed to be 100. It's just supposed to be in the high 90s. But my
I
tomatoes and chili peppers are no, cayenne peppers are quite pleased with this weather.
I usually don't
Like it
come
makes
in
me
here
feel
though
good.
until night now. That's why I like streaming at 7 because this room is just cool enough to come back into around around 7.
Right. Yeah. This is the hell stream, Sunday hell stream. Wake up, it's almost time for Monday. We do some stitching and we sleep well.
Oh, that's right. We were gonna paint it with. Oh gosh, pot does give you short-term memory loss. We were gonna paint it with fuzzy stuff. I'm
Yes,
remembering
puffy
now.
paint. But it
I
needs
cut out the
the
letters
extra
with
the
the
puffy
census.
PP.
That's not a bad idea. I have a really old Notre Dame T-shirt that I did that with because I didn't want to get rid of it because it's like 30 something years old. I wore it in the 6th grade.
Ooh, cut the letters off and use them individually on other projects, like how people would cut out letters of magazines to make ransom notes. Yes.
That's
Now
not
we're
a.
just getting to the creepy part of the show. We've sk- we've gone from
I'm weird
Oh,
about burning stuff. I'm really weird about burning things. And I have a fire pit. But I think, but like this new age of people videotaping themselves doing everything has shown me that when you burn these nylon flags, they go up so fast they're not even worth burning.
right, right. The enjoyment of it is not there. You're better off using it as kindling for a big bonfire, but burning season is over. Now we're in fire season, which is not the same.
And I'm mad, but I'm not angry. There's a difference. So I don't like my son can believe in whatever he wants to. I want him to have different beliefs than me.
Right. This is my channel. We're in my bullpen, damn it. Sorry.
Probably just gonna say bulletin. I had my glasses on and I still read it as bulletin.
I was reading extra carefully to see that bullpen. I don't know a lot of Sparts references, but this one I get. Oh my god, the cats are so hot. They're just laying everywhere.
That's
Nylon
like
also burn into napalm when you burn them. They don't turn into ash, but the natural they don't turn into ash like natural fiber flags. Whoa.
good to
Right,
know.
no
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no NBCs around here.
Well, I'm glad that Kilroy said something because I wouldn't be burning just one. Like there's like 6 or
There would have
7 I
been
can get
like
rid of.
50.
No, there's a bunches. I'm gonna
Yeah.
burn stuff. And old American flags, you're supposed to burn them when they get ratty and like when you hang them on a
It's
pole.
showing respect, right? It's
It's the law. You don't throw them in the trash. It's like illegal to throw them in the trash or something. At least that's what I was taught by the hillbillies that raised me.
right. Okay, I saw something. Political paraphernalia in 100 years will be collectible and worth the money just the way it is. That is true. To just save it and leave it alone is another option.
True, because people always comment like they're always like, dude, where did you get your collection of political T-shirts? I have a George Bush shirt. I have Mitt Romney. You're right, and it does have comedic value over time, especially my Mitt Romney when I wear it in a
Yo,
Mormon town. Oh, but no one laughs because Mitt Romney adopted a African child, and in my town, people will be like, they'll ask me stupid questions whenever I wear that shirt, and they're like, "Oh, I'm Mormon," and I'll say, "Oh, I was the kid in the picture," and they always think that's offensive, but I'm being funny. Like I'm just telling a joke. I think it's funny. He adopted an African child. I tell a joke. It's not the end of the world, you know.
no, but the way things are going with it,
The Mormons
it
do
might as
not
well
laugh.
be. Nobody laughs anymore. It seems like people just
I grew up
nobody.
around very politically incorrect people. Even the conversations I have with my mother, like I couldn't say out loud with some of the things that that she says about me.
Yeah, we need to bring back just you. You don't get to demand respect without have respect is earned and not demanded and funny.
I think the burning thing is more of a government building kind of thing. Alibaba. I think the burning the flag is more of like um also I've had the great debate with this. What are you supposed to do with old Bibles?
Toilet paper? I mean,
The Catholic Church burns them. You're at least that's what they tell people. Like if it's tattered or if it's destroyed or
right?
if it's like they tell you like get rid of it, like to burn it, you know?
Yeah, do whatever you want. If it's your book, your problem.
I have a weird collection of Bibles because I like it when people rewrite the Bible.
No, I do not think Dan Rickles would be able to start again. I think
Are you
Richard
kidding?
Pryor wouldn't. I don't
No,
think. Um,
Don Don Rickles was a hero of mine because he ended all jokes with "There's a Puerto Rican kid stealing your hubcaps right now."
oh Jesus.
Oh, he was so politically incorrect.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, you could because you couldn't make Blazing Saddle remake Blazing Saddles either. You'd like. Oh
have you ever heard of Tootie Fields?
no, but this sounds
She's
like potty humor, and I'm kind of intrigued.
look her up on YouTube. She's awesome. She would not be allowed to be on TV by today's standards. She was like she was famous, but then she had like an injury where she lost a leg, and she got even more famous, and she would do dinner shows. And like when I get bored, I watch her shows. The things she says are so politically incorrect because she's Jewish, and in the middle of her conversation, she'd be like, "That guy's an effing anti-Semite," and everyone starts laughing, and so she calls Jewish people anti-Semites, and like it's
Oh
just
gosh.
so politically incorrect. I thought, what color was I going for? I thought I had black, but blue will do.
Let's see here. That is a tradition with that one church. Some of them have around for centuries, right? Or the the Bibles that are in family lines that are just like
Oh
800
gosh.
years old with like the first 20 pages they had to like paste in extra pages for the genealogy. Those are treasures.
My mom, I actually saved one for my grandma's house, and my mom was so grateful because she didn't know where
Yeah.
it was. It was in my storage unit.
And they were like, this is not the safest place for this. You should go to mama's house.
Well, there was like there was my family. Money corrupts everything. Everybody sued each other for the house and for everything else, but no one said anything about the stuff. And I asked the lawyer, I was like, "So what do I do?" And the lawyer was like, "Take everything you own," and I did.
Yep.
I knew you would know about Tootie Fields, Alibaba. Tootie Fields is a hero of mine. Like, because I've had to learn how to walk again. Tootie Fields, she's awesome. I'm not easy. Like, I'm old school. I'm not offended by old school jokes, especially when they're taken in context of the time.
Right. And I think we need to stop trying to erase history that's
Oh,
happened because, yes, we're making new bad history, but we can't
oh.
just forget that the old bad history happened. That does humanity no services.
And she tells this Lucille Ball joke that I can't even say out loud. She, she just says how old she is, but what she says is just so funny. It just, oh my god. Oh,
Oh, but they did her no favors with that stinking statue in Jamestown.
is that the one with the brown teeth?
It just, oh, the whole thing's bad. I think it's a brown statue, so I think the whole thing's brown, but that's the
That's
least of
always
the problems.
that's what they did to Dustin Brown. He's a Hall of Fame hockey player here in LA, and it doesn't look like him. The statue does not look like him whatsoever.
I know. I have it now that I've got stuff to take pictures of.
I'm a time traveler, Kilroy. I'm into all kinds of weird stuff. I love I love finding out stuff that was never like something that I would have looked up. I like being outside the box. I like challenging myself and finding just finding funny people, interesting things. The internet is actually a positive tool. You can actually
I
use it.
know it fed me your stream, and now we've been here for our almost 6 months. The
Crazy. You know, it doesn't
4 months.
feel
I
like
don't
it.
know. It's been a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm all about new experiences, finding out things that I didn't know about, you know. I do love Don Rickles. Don Rickles was another one. He's all I watch a lot of this stuff on YouTube. Tootie, um, do you know what's really funny? I buy the Dean Martin roasts, the VHSs, but they're all over YouTube,
Yeah.
you know, and that stuff's gold.
Yes. Oh, let's make funny again. Oh, Andrew Dice Clay. That's another one. Yeah, I don't think he would have even made it to be famous.
Hickory dickory dock. Oh man, no, no. Are you kidding me? When I was a kid, I had Andrew Dice Clay tapes. He was so dirty, my parents wouldn't even let me listen to him, and I'd sneak it anyways.
Right? I mean, I mean, is Monty Python just PC enough that they would have passed? Or, like, could we redo The Life of Brian?
No, Now I have that song stuck in my head. Kilroy, I live for Dean Martin roasts. And because I'm an Anglophile and a weirdo, I watch Benny Hinn. Like, now I have the da na 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 stuck in my head. They play that every time they get a new politician in the UK. I love it.
Oh, jeepers.
I live for that stuff.
Oh, little boy Blue, he needed the money.
I don't think any of that stuff would be out. Like, quite honestly, Richard Pryor's mafia joke was real. Like, he tells a
Yeah.
joke about the mafia, but that happened to him in real life. There are certain things that happen to me in real life that I don't tell because they're funny, not funny. They're funny because I survived, you know?
Because truth is always stranger than is more like, yeah. You can't make this shit up.
Sorry, yes, it is Benny Hill. Benny Hinn is the creepy. It's my
Right.
accent. It's my accent. Hill, Hill, Hin, Hill, Hin. They sound the same coming out of my mouth. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I just have that song stuck in my head. Do you know what's
So I
really
wasn't going crazy. I was like, that music doesn't go to that person that you're talking about that I've
but
never heard of.
fun fact, when I was a kid, I would smoke J's and watch the Jesus channel. And this was when I was older, but in 8808, Ron Parsley said Jesus was coming back. He got laughed off of television. He said on 8808, Jesus on that day, they had a countdown for 6
Oh,
months.
God. Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
He gripped it that hard.
He I didn't see him on TBN for almost 3 or 4 years after that.
Yeah, he needed to do an Amber Heard and hide, and that woman just will not, like, will just not go away.
Oh, she's better looking than Ron Parsley, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but probably equally psychotic, so I'm gonna go with no, hard pass.
But they always tripped me out. Cleflo Dollar, all those TBN preachers always tripped me out. Like, Cleflo Dollar recently apologized to the black community for tithing because he's literally just in the Atlanta area, he's made over $1 billion.
Yep. And they're nonprofits too. It's all no. Yeah, I got problems with that, but not this fabric pairing.
Oh, that's
Come on, show up.
beautiful. Oh, your camera's
The
showing it, kind of.
green. It is not coming out nice. Oh, there we go. There's some little green circles. It's like eyelets, and I ruched this piece myself. You're stuck on my thread. What is happening here? I kind of love this, like, Borset insuring foot.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. And, like, using these old feet make understanding old garment. You just get a different. I have gotten a different understanding of old garments using the tools that somebody might have used to make them. I just
Would you
like it.
you have more of a respect for those people?
Respect, yes, but also the right tool makes it so much easier. And like a modern sewing machine, I don't have the equivalent part or haven't practiced doing it with my modern, well, not the more modern machines. I don't know, but it's like the tools, they made feet to do the styles and the trimmings and the ornamentation that was popular, so they found ways to make it easy, it feels like, to me.
Yeah, I agree. There's certain conveniences that I think aren't conveniences in certain sewing machines. That's why I haven't bought the brand new motorized ones, like the Whiz
Hmm.
Bang $700-800 ones. I want one so bad, but I just don't have faith in those. And
Yeah,
every single person I've ever seen that owns one makes bags.
right.
I do not make bags like that, you know?
That is true. Most of the industrial jukey people, except for Angela Clayton, so many of them are bag makers. But those new industrial polymer plastic pieces, it must take quite the motor. But I'm sure Brunhilde could do it. Maybe we'll have to get some and sew a bag on her one of these days.
That's
Let's
why
see
I
here.
pulled out my dressmaker. It'll go through anything.
Kilroy, let's see here. I've seen people in Monty Python comment sections calling Monty Python offensive. There are definitely people out there who do get mad, yes. Crefio Dollar cracks me up. His last name is a literal dollar, and people think he's not a scammer. Oh, that's goody. I'm researching this and feel... Okay, I'm researching this and beat right now in respect to sinker transitional period. I think the attachments for a sewing machine have a lot to do with what people enjoyed sewing or the advancements, like to the development of the Singer zigzag stitcher with the replaceable cams, that it looks like the presser foot, the foot moves horizontal because the needle only goes straight. Like, that's a fascinating piece of technology. Hilda has had feet that were specific for obsolete sewing machines. Yeah, she does, because I can't even find a picture of the cording foot that goes for her, or the welting foot. Like, the closest I can find is a vertical low shank for the Singer, but somebody like died clutching this or threw it out and didn't know this foot that I want. And Wyatt sewing machines, the only place where foot fetishes aren't weird.
Quoting that one,
I was
writing that
gonna
down.
say, and I'm
Holy
waiting
cow.
for Kilroy's comment.
Screenshot it.
I know, right? Have you ever seen or heard of anyone making 8 corded corsets per day? Holy moly, no! Oh god, I've not even tried a corded corset yet. Mine are all the synthetic whalebone, or when I pull out my steel, but yeah,
I'm dropping
8
everything
corded
today.
corsets. No, I shit. I think this corset just took me 20 hours maybe from start to. I mean, sewing the only place, yes, where foot fetishes aren't weird, and it's true.
Don't be shocked if that's the title of my stream for tomorrow.
That's all right.
Oh,
You can
that's
quote me
cool.
and all. Here,
That's
should I make a pretty picture for you for your screenshot?
that's funny.
They had a different method. Some of those feet were recycled in World War One and Two. I can imagine that if you weren't using it, because bombs and he felt bombs and bullets were more important, but historical documents that they could easily do 8 in a day. That, like, one, I, this might be a fast sewing challenge that I might have to try one of these days. But I've not done, let me find a corded corset pattern, or I guess I could just use these days and turn them into cords and not boning. Now I'm curious about this challenge. I bet if you made them every day, you could knock one out every hour.
You know what, honestly, I bet you I could make like a poncho within 45 minutes to an hour with a pattern if I really concentrated.
Yeah, no, but I guess if you're just doing the cording, are these hand sewn eyelets or punched eyelets? This is an important
True.
question, because an
True.
eyelet takes me like 15. I can hand sew an eyelet in about 15 minutes, but this has got 10 on the front and 15 on the back. That's 2 hours of sewing eyelets just.
Wow.
And I've sewn nothing else. You would need special feet and a machine for it. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. It's that time of year. So I know this shocks people, but I watch a lot of NASCAR. I know it's shocking. And the people that I used to watch NASCAR with were all Hispanic. They're the ones who got me into it when I was a kid.
Oh, those! Oh my gosh! Because they made the sports corsets with the elastic. Those, yeah. I kind of want one of those. I don't know if I have to go through my elastic stash and see if I have anything because those do have those nice little elasticated panels. They like that's such a transitional corset from corsets to girdles, and they're kind of like a hybrid. Well, let's see here. Allie says there's a specific machine in 1887 just for eyelets. I'm sure that does not surprise me because didn't they had that one that Singer 1565 or whatever that just shows the frickin' stars. Yes, please.
I
One of
still want
two
that
in the
thing.
world.
I still want that thing.
Yeah, you can. There's two that I've heard of in existence. You can take one, and I can take the other. Do you really put your Pepsi in one of those reusable glass bottles? Is that a glass bottle or is that the other thing? Um,
No, this is yeah, I do. I'm bougie. I'm bougie. I'm super bougie. And you know what? I'm just warming up. I have an actual glass pitcher that I usually put my Pepsi in, and it takes 4 Pepsis to fill that glass. It's my parents' old beer pitcher back when people used glass instead of plastic. But I've had it for as long as I can remember, and I use it for Pepsi. And I freeze it in the freezer, and then come out here and sew.
ooh,
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm crazy with
yeah.
Pepsi.
They made the sports corsets with a sewn-in spring. Yeah, that is a that's not a style I've made. After I make another pair of stays, because after every one of these I make, it's like you're my new favorite. But I kind of like not having to do up the busk, and the tabs are cute. I think sometimes I say that because they take me so long. I'm like, oh my god. I think this was one of the first projects I started when we first started streaming together back in the beginning of the year, and I like put it in my bad kid pile because I made some mistakes, had to do some unpicking, and then was like, I have to file all these bones, which is why like a corded corset probably comes together a little bit faster than needing to cut and file each one of these stinking boning pieces. Oh, some in spring. Yeah, I have that foot. Of course, Ellie, you've got all the feet pre-elastic. Ah, Viva and Barnes just finished. All right, of course they did. Hello, human.
How's it going? Oh man, Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 92 degrees
It's
Fahrenheit.
gone down and I feel hotter.
I was gonna say it's 2 degrees less than the last time you asked Alexa.
Maybe I should open up the big door. It's this room, it bakes. I'm in the process of clearing out the my closet so I can start streaming in there again. So tomorrow night I might be running back and forth between the two.
Oh, Kilray says you're gonna convince them to buy a cube.
I have 2 cubes sitting next to under my 1920s table. I'm a Pepsi addict. Do you know, like, having almost 20 yards of something, um, I had it in my hands, I saw it, I had no idea how much fabric I have. I had no idea how much fabric that really was. Like, I've learned a lesson. I will never, well, no, I'm not going to say never because I'll probably buy more one day.
Of course, they had something that made it easier than we do now. Well, back in the day, says Ailey, they had a special cutter for the boning, and then they also had pre-made boning channels. Special 1879 and up Singer is if just for the 3 different sizes. No, it was 93, not 73. Yeah, I just, yeah. The, you had the when you made things regularly, you had tools to do that job that we've lost over time. And I'm curious, at some point I'm going to be a weirdo and probably try one of those, like, um, how they used to use, like, reed for the boning, or did they use, like, goose quills or something? That could be fun. Oh, I do not miss East Coast humidity. Not that hot, but it feels just, that feels probably comparable to 92 here. Is 72 with 100% humidity just as awful as 90 degrees, 0% humidity?
We have kind of like an angry, dry heat here.
Yeah. Emphasis on the angry. Yup, out of fashion, so those items are not easy to find out. It's so true. And that's assuming that anybody besides you even knows what they're supposed to, like, who knows what, you see this weird thing, you're like, what does this even do, unless somebody learned you. Oh, I miss being back in the homeward regions. All right, what's next on my pile of despair or joy? Oh, I kind of want to do this top, but I need to think a little bit before I. We're just gonna drape on myself. The easiest historical sewing or corset would be goose quill, done by Grover and Baker or other chain stitch. Interesting, right?
These pants are either going to be awesome or I'm going to have to completely change them.
They're right. There's no in betweens. Sweat and mosquitoes. Yeah, that that sounds like here and home.
They really, they don't make pants for men who don't want to wear skinny jeans anymore where I live. So you kind of have to adjust your jeans around here.
Oh, it's funny because my human goes to the Weimar and all they can find is like folks that like 4X and up. They don't have like they don't have straight sizes. They only have the husky sizes.
I still have. Do you think they would honor my lifetime membership?
Yeah, it's forever. It's
I
lifetime.
still
It's
have my lifetime Weimar lifetime membership card. I still
yeah,
have that.
it's still good. I don't think it gets you anything. Oh, yes, Big Mama Lake Erie loves to make the air wet during this time of year. Earlier today, I felt like I couldn't breathe with how humid it is. Oh, the yes. Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, two of the Great Lakes. I saw a knitting machine Singer 700 with everything for. Did I just see that right? 25 art Canadian. I might get that.
Wow.
Yeah, Godless doesn't need a knitting machine, but if you can get one for $25, you should go do that. I highly two thumbs up on the spending $25. Because in my brain, I'm like, isn't there at least 1 to 2 zeros missing after that? Ah, West Coast thrift stores lack in comparison to East Coast thrift stores. I do concur.
I'm part of the geriatric mafia where I get phone calls from 70-year-old ladies. They're like, "Hey, there's a sewing machine at the Goodwill for $25."
But like the vintage, like there's not. It's really hard to find like cute original vintage pieces. I mean, from like the 70s, not the 90s.
Whoops. That's why I was so stoked when I found all those original patterns. Like, and the
Yeah,
fact that they all have, like, everything is still there. That never happens.
right. That factory folded.
I'm just gonna sell. I'm all the women's patterns. I'm gonna sell every single one of them, and I guarantee you they'll be gone within a couple days.
Yeah, well, you should also. What? Who is it? I think their website is called Backroom Finds. She just deals in vintage patterns. So if you want to look for pricing things or just to see what some another seller's got,
I have quite a collection too, quite a collection.
yeah.
I'm a hoarder.
Let's see here. Yup. Let's see here. Kilroy, over there on the West Coast, people pay big bucks on eBay for typewriters. Here on the East, we just go to the thrift store and pick one up. True. I know. I keep looking. I've seen like 3 typewriters on Craigslist, and I'm like, oh, is this any good? And I'm like, stop it, Phoenix. You are not getting into the typewriter habit. We've got enough stuff to manage. I do not need another expensive hobby. I just don't. Bad enough
It's
I want to
what
go back to the fabric store.
it's literally what I recite to myself every morning when I wake up. I do not need a new hobby. I do not need a new hobby. I do not need.
Right, I've got enough expensive hobbies. I sew, I hula hoop. I've got plenty. There's LED hoops I want to buy. Like I don't need for things right now.
I'm planning on fixing up my truck, so you might not see a vintage sewing machine video for a while.
Right, right. Fair. I know. We just took care of some maintenance on our vehicle because I want to go to the coast. I miss that brackety sea air.
Same. It's funny you'd say that. Like, I want to take my truck to the coast. Well, actually, because you can get more sewing machines in the truck. But we used to go camping and stuff, and I want my son to still have those experiences before he completely becomes that teenager who doesn't want to hang out anymore.
Oh yeah, this is like your last summer for that then.
Well,
You've got just a couple weeks.
he's an explorer, so he likes like chopping wood and going to the beach. Like he likes that experience, but it needs to have
Right,
Wi-Fi.
this summer, but he might not next summer.
I remember when my sister and brother both turned 15 and 14. That was the one summer I went to Mexico with my parents by myself.
Oh, I miss those experiences, Kilroy. Speaking of humidity, I just took a good look at my glass of ice water. It's probably got a quarter cup of condensed water on the outside. Yeah, that's sitting on the porch at my grandma's house. There's things, but the people aren't there to go with those things. So do the things even matter? So I dumped my project tub all over the floor. Let's see here. Here.
Oh, I'm glowing.
Oh yes, we look freshly glazed.
I'm like sweating through all these hats. I'm such a hygiene freak. I'm gonna wash every single one of these
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
because I've had them for so long. Like the head smell drives me crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Ever since I quit smoking, I'm a stickler for smells.
Well, there could be worse things. All right,
Yeah, but I live with a teenager.
right. So you're like, this is how
Battle.
you should not smell.
You know what though? I did what my brother did. Like I reached a certain age, he's like, "This is a Glade plug-in. This is Carpet Fresh. This is like." I did the same thing to my son. Here's a Glade plug-in. Here's Carpet Fresh. Figure it out.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, whatever. We're just gonna stitch this piece down because.
I've always wondered about that because we do pay like overpriced for thrift stores and stuff. And when I did go thrifting, like in Texas and stuff, it was dirt cheap. And Arizona too. I bought bagpipes in Arizona. I
Oh,
still have them.
that's not quite gonna work. I I think I don't know, but also there's that thing called sales tax that even something might be originally priced reasonably and tax makes it feel stupid. gotta sweat through them so many times. You have to boil them to get them clean again. Oh, or give them a vodka bath.
That's what I did to the Kansas City hat. I rescued that hat. I bought it secondhand. It was trashed, and I brought the color back. But I washed it so many times. The bill, I'll show it to you. The bill is permanently stuck up.
You got a stuck-up bill. That sounds terrible.
Well, it's because I fold my hats, but this one is permanently stuck because I washed it so many times. I like it though because it has that 1980s look, you know.
It does. Before Will Smith went stupid. Wow, I'm being really vicious tonight. Sorry, folks.
Do you know I literally tell people that Will Smith and I broke up when he slapped Chris Rock? I'm not a fan of Will Smith at all.
Yeah.
Like, I fear for the day if I ever see him in public because I'm mouthy. He'd probably try to slap me too because he's bigger than me. He only swings on people that he's bigger than.
Right, yeah, but I think you might get a pass unless Jade is there to be like, he made fun of me. I think you need to protect my integrity or my dignity. Go be a man, Will.
This is LA. Like, she'd go out with me. She'd probably go out with me. I've heard about them. The worst thing that ever happened to Will Smith was Red Table Talk.
Yeah. Oh, there's like these girls twittering outside my window, and I thought that was weird. Yep, Pennsylvania, no sales tax on any sewing stuff. Same with Oregon, no sales tax. We have our other problems, but
We get taxed just for saying the word tax. We get taxed just for walking in.
right.
CRV.
You're an air breather. You are taxed for that. Oh, that's the. Can I kvetch? New York City. No, you want to get rid of oven baked fire or pizza fire ovens? What the fuck are you trying to do? Don't be stupid, New York. Just stop in your tracks, please. I was wrong on the Singer. That is $400. The Singer Ribber SRP. Oh, what is a ribber compared to a knitting machine? So, if do not quote me, but if it's a machine, so you know the stretchy part of sweaters at the cuff and at the waistband that is generally stretchy and looks different from the rest of a sweater, that's called a rib. So maybe it just does that ribbing stitch, which is either in knitting, it's usually a knit 2, purl 2, or knit 1, purl 1, or some variation, whatever. But that makes the stretchy knit versus a knitting machine just does the straight, they call it stockinette, which is flat and not stretchy. So that's going to be my guess. New York City is cooked without wood-burning ovens. I know! It's not Will's fault. It was Jada. Yeah, right. I bet you're right. Don't bet me anything. You're the smart one in this relationship. I just every once in a while have an idea about something.
You're literally the lawyer in this group.
But I'm not. He sucked it up on that. You're right. Yeah, so that's my idea about the machines, and I guess there's a lot of people who think Jada Pinkett Smith is an odd duck, which
it's well known that where I live, that if you are a young man who looks like me and you're 25, you could go out with her.
That's the funny thing that came out too this week, that allegedly she was giving her kids drugs.
Okay, so here in California, I don't know about anywhere else, but those people live on a different plane of reality. Do you know they all live in the same neighborhood? Jason Momoa, The Rock, Will Smith. You couldn't just walk up in their neighborhood. You couldn't just like wander over there. They live in a different world.
Right. Oh yeah. I don't have the passcode to get into the street where their private locked gated houses exist on.
I had a good friend who lived in Calabasas. His mom was rich. She lived in a condo in Calabasas. You know what I'm saying? Like she was considered
Yeah,
rich and she lived in a condo.
right. You don't even know. Right. I know. Yes, Kilroy, if New York City wants to continue to destroy their foundation, go ahead. If you're committed to stupidity, I'm not going to stop you. I think New York's already been destroying their tourism and stuff by the way they're keeping the subways not. It kind of feels like New York City. Actually, maybe it's the same in LA right now too. That you miss like the nice part in the '90s when those cities were nice, and we're back to like the milieu of the '70s of like scary, dangerous New York, LA, Portland. These are just we're digressing because we forgot. And it's funny to me that everybody I've heard could actually complain about the affirmative action school university debacle, not debacle, um, decision by the Supreme Court. The only people I hear complaining about are white, middle class, upper rich ladies. Those are the only ones I'm hearing complain about this whole thing, which is funny to me. I'm not a lawyer, I'm a Libra. Ugh, Duff. I don't think they were talking about you. This isn't your stream.
What's that?
Oh, I was picking on that human.
I could tell by your tone that it was.
This is my extra friendly joshing.
This baby lock, even though it's really effective, it's kind of loud
Yeah.
because it's a really fast machine. But on stream, I've heard it on stream, and I'm like, oh crud, that thing is just it's too loud.
I know. That's kind of why it's been nice to sew with Brunhilde again today, because it's been a couple weeks, and not that Lottie goes super loud compared to my Kenmore, but she's a lot louder than Brunhilde. Who's just so quiet. And I don't like that I have to literally sit down to sew at that machine. Like, when I sew with Brunhilde, I literally stand. Like, if we stream 4 hours, unless I slipped off to the little sewing room, I've stood for 4 hours. Oh, Dub, you're too funny. So, when's he don't tease him. It's trying. It will probably be a Rumbles exclusive because I think he already got canceled on YouTube for not even having for like one video that they's posted like 5 years ago. No, everyone is not talking about you. You can hear. Take your headphones out. They're only talking in your brain because you've got your headphones in. Just take them out now. Oh, I need to move this fabric. What am I making out of this? Or is it a circle skirt with some type of a top? And I've already decided and just confirming what I want to make with it anyway.
Do you know I started the Godless Sewing channel for this very reason, for what we're doing right now, because the people I used to stream with got so weirdly like, it's okay to have political views, but I don't want to be so political that I can't sit in a room with people that are different than me. Like,
Right, and I don't want to sit in a room with people who are exactly the same as me because that's no fun. Like, I started the show 18 months ago dreaming about the old-fashioned like quilting circles where whoever wanted to show up showed up with your sewing or to work on this community project, and you bitched and you did some sewing, and that's what we do.
my old lives, I took them all down, but the people I used to stream with, I would call all my streams the sewing circle.
Uh-huh.
Every single stream was called the sewing circle, but now, like, I was the only person who would actually sew in the circle.
Yeah, see, that's not as much fun because I do generally I attempt to talk about sewing and not just bitching.
Thank you, Dub. I take that as a comment. I love that. I freaking live by that.
Aww.
I love it when someone like at least 3 times in my life, people have asked me if I'm from outer space, and I'm like, yes, which means
100
I'm real.
every time. I'm from Pluto, the planet that doesn't exist anymore because we were too special.
I always tell people I was sent here to observe. That's why I am trying to absorb everything. Oh, that's funny. There was this weird person that I'm actually still friends with him, but like he's just weird. I've actually known him
Oh,
for 20 something years now. That's strange.
oh, Killer Ray, you do fit in. Let's see here. I don't fit in. I fit out. Gets me shitload of hate from all directions, but it's just a better way to live. You do you. You are welcomed here, and
I prefer to hang out with people. Like I've always considered myself an outsider. And the
no, we're
only
gonna go with the Groucho Marx. As much as I love you all, I don't want to be a part of any group who would want me as a member.
Yeah. Or one of my favorite quotes is what somebody else's opinion of me is none of my business.
Right,
I love that quote. I love that quote.
right.
Now I have Ain't That America
I
for
know
you
all of
and
the
me.
free.
Ain't
What America.
that
Oh, and a little Bruce Springsteen. All right, we'll see you back in a few when you get back. Oops. Well, this is my quilted house coat. I like cut all these pieces and I'm putting on some big patches, and I was like, gonna get mad at myself, and I'm like, this is mine. I can sew however I want. And then there's all the quilting and then the seam binding yet to come. So whatevs. They hate us because they ain't us. Oh, that's so true, Kilroy. They just
Yeah.
don't know how great. If you just pick up sewing, well, you're. I don't know what the rest of that sentence was going to be, but
You won't have time to hate other people because you'll be too busy judging yourself.
that's true, Dove. Why don't you get your pants that you need to have or mend that I see looking at, and sit your fanny down with your stitch with your needle, and we'll go through the buttonhole stitch, which is stab, noose, pull tight. Arpo. I yes. Oh yeah, yeah. It's hot. I know. I'm sorry. Wow. I'm not sorry. This is my stream, and I'll pitch if I want to. It's in the title, folks. It went from 0 to hot, hot, hot. Let's see here. I don't know what I'd do with myself if I had to live in a place like Sweden. I'd feel like I lived in a society of Stepford wives. I know, I'm not that tall, blonde, and beautiful. There's some things I will just never be. And Godless
You
is like, I'm coming in hot.
you would hate my area. I live in the land of 6-foot blonde women. I do. I
I,
do.
I, I believe it. That's
I'm considered short in my town. That's why I always say, like, I live in the land of giants because it's selective breeding. People move here. And so you get taller people, we get sports people. They're tall.
right. All those basket players, basketball basket players. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
For some reason, baseball players love to retire here. I don't know what it is.
The weather's nice.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. So at 5'9", I'm considered short. But I'm wearing my Wolverines today, and everybody was like, "You look so tall." It's because I'm wearing my work boots.
It's all an illusion.
I
Smoke
live in the
and
society of Stepford
mirrors.
wives. You know, on my block, I think there's not on okay, so on this side of the street are like homeowners and people over, well, they're over 42, but they're like more, what generation are you part of, even though you're just a year older than I am?
I'm the cool Gen Xer, you
Okay,
know. I'm
so
no millennials live in my house.
the Gen Xers, I'm a millennial by a month and 2 days, 6 days. Um, freaking, what's it called? My neighbors across the street, they're all Gen Xers, every single one of them has plastic surgery.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Maybe they're forming a retired baseball players.
There's a ton of them here. Ton. It's the strangest thing. I'm actually friends with this one. I can't even say his name because he sues people, but I'm friends with his ex-wife, and she has a
Pretzels.
radio show.
What do you need pretzels for? Sorry for the food. If you've got misophonia, there's crinkling in my kitchen. Sorry or not sorry. I don't know yet.
All right, I got to pin these correctly now that I sewed. So I made my panels. Now I'm going to sew them into my pants.
Sweet. All right, where's
Now I just have "It's a Party and I'll Cry If I Want to" stuck in my head.
who needs Fritos cheese dip and pretzel sticks? What is happening in my kitchen?
I'd hang out with you, Dove. I'd hang out with you.
He's listening. He's not even listening because he's getting food. People would hang out with you to eat your cheese whiz and pretzels. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, is this piece that I actually... No, what's going on here? All right, this is the front half because I forgot that I need to add an extension because I cut it too short. This is the front half. Here's too sleepy. What's
So
this?
I have
This
a
is
question
asleep.
for the chat. Do you guys use pins or clips? I'm a pin kind of person. I like stabbing myself periodically. I guess.
I am a... Let's see here. Not gonna, now I'm gonna try that combo. Oh, Killer Ray. Yes, this is from one lanky, skinny human who can burn through food to another. So, yes, if Dove likes it, Killer Ray, I think you two would be eat at the same table. But my grandma, the best policy practices that I learned from her was you pin long enough to hand baste to then take it to the sewing machine. I've never used clips, pins, no clippo here. Same, yes.
I'm rocking my Power Ranger. This makes me feel like a superhero when I'm wearing this thing.
Right. No clippo mio. Here's my porcupine cushion.
Now I'm craving Fritos bean dip. Oh, that's awesome.
This is the one I made.
That's
so
awesome.
And in my old videos, when I started to yell porcupine, that's code for I stuck myself with a pin and it really hurt. I wanted to swear. So, if anybody goes back to the old content, that's where porcupine came from. Dove was like, "You need to say something else," and I was like, "Fine." And he's like, "Porcupine," and I'm like, "Fine."
That is a good. I just like saying I like stabbing myself, but it doesn't carry in certain rooms.
Exactly. It's the same with like sewing machine and feet fetish. Like, yes, I do. The best is when like you have the pin going through or the needle. Oh, the best is a needle that you get just the dead layer of skin and you sew through it and you've got the needle and the thread hanging off your finger. I think there's some live streams with me having done that way back in the day. Oh, Dove, I don't even sew band. I would use pins. So, and, all right, there's the lack of punctuation. Killer, right now I want some ruffles and French onion dip.
Yeah, I eat that. I eat that combo.
Oh, I'm not a McMuffin. I do not have enough real estate, and I've got curves, but it takes a lot of boning to keep this hourglass shape.
I was raised by McMuffins. I'm addicted to all that like bar food. That was the one thing that I continued when I quit drinking. I still eat mozzarella sticks. I still eat baked pretzels.
I'd like a good Bavarian, a German baked pretzel. Stop it. We're not
What's
going
her
across.
name? Shia Swag? Is that how you say it?
Oh, see, yes. Sia swag, yeah.
She was in a basement somewhere with her friends, literally sewing, and they catered. They got they got their live stream catered. They had a pretzel that was in the shape of an old time sewing machine.
Oh, funny. Was this because she was at her friend's house in the middle portion of the country, and then they went to Nashville for some sewing con expo. I don't know what they call these
Yeah,
things.
yeah, we watch the same people. I watch a lot of it on mute because I have different screens, but she's taught me a ton of stuff. I'm
Okay,
addicted to bar food, Kilroy. I'm addicted to bar
hold on.
food.
What just happened here? Let's see here. Hey, if I get offended at jokes you tell about yourself, they need to hit the bricks. I know Phoenix doesn't like rain. No, I don't. I'm a blue cheese person. I grew up on bar food. Okay, I thought there was some shenanigans, but I think everything's okay because we stick to the mottos. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous to self, and if you haven't laughed at yourself, you can't laugh at others. So be nice, kids. I
You
hope
know, all
there's.
this sweating is going to be good for my skin, though.
Oh my god! I don't even want to look like I look like a freaking
You
Krispy
can't
Kreme
hide it.
pasty
Like,
glazed donut. I'm gonna have to get my powder next week.
hey, Alibaba, I'm officially a
Welcome.
baked potato. Like this time of the year, I'm gonna start. I think because last year I could barely take it, but the older I get, I think I'm gonna pass out here one time. Ranch dressing tastes like a redneck's ass. Screw ranch.
Exactly. Oh, this is the best. And if you serve it with wings, I'm walking out of your establishment exactly the same way. I need blue cheese, 3 sticks of celery, and 3 carrot sticks with those chicken wings. And if you dare call them buffalo wings, I'm also out. They're just freaking chicken wings. Blue cheese, please. I think
Do
I
you
was
do you
glitching.
think do you think that's like because people always attribute ranch dressing to people from California? Is ranch dressing a California thing? I'm obsessed with it.
No, we have ranch dressing for salads. Like, ranch dressing exists. Hidden Valley exists. Just don't you dare attempt to ruin my chicken wings with that nasty ass shit. And I'm looking at the camera for everybody for this one.
You know what? I'm weird. Like I like carrots, but I don't like cooked carrots.
That's fine. It's better for your blood sugar. Let's see here.
So it's
Oh, oh, Dove, you almost bought German style pretzels. The mini sticks are good. Yes, I hit a button and I think I paused things, but Allie loves German breadsties. Okay, I think everybody's caught back up again, and yes, if we're gonna have a fight, it's gonna be ranch versus blue cheese, and I'm team blue cheese all the
I like
way.
them both. I like them both, but I'm addicted to ranch dressing. When I go to a restaurant, I get a bowl like a savage. I get a bowl and I dip my
No, you
burger
ask for
in it.
blue cheese on the side. No, you dip your French fries in blue cheese unless you're a European, a Europophile who likes yours the Belgian way, German way with
Oh,
mayonnaise and
dude.
not blue cheese. But oh,
I'm gonna
and
look
now we're on to
real
the food section of tonight's
I was
stream.
about to say I'm gonna look real crazy going to my local Walmart to get a pretzel right after this stream's over.
Oh, we've got fisticuffs going on. Kilroy Ranch dressing is a California thing. To me, California Ranch, yes, is the commercial they ran for years when I was growing up. I concur. Allie says chicken wings are only for making soup with. I see that too, but I do save the bones from when I cook my chicken wings to go. I eat them and then make soup out of them. So I think you can do both.
I need
It's
meat.
not a either or. It's a and.
I'm not a chicken wing kind of guy because I need meat.
There's enough meat on there.
I need I'm one of those I get like one of those whole chickens and cut it in half, and Isaiah and I we walk in different directions.
Yes, you buy a rotisserie chicken and share it amongst two.
Oh, I love those
Oh,
things.
wing
Those grocery
sliced on
store
steak. Yeah,
rotisserie chickens are gold.
they, they are pretty handy.
And I've told you, everyone already knows I'm addicted to deli fried chicken. I need professional help.
Uh,
I need meat. Let me dab on that. Godless Sewing 2023. I need meat.
Right. I know. Thank you for clipping him and not just me, but I know I've got the best statements. The best one-liners are mine. Okay, can you make this work for me? Oh, God. Bring on the meat. That's what I've had. Oh, man. All right. I guess this
I can't
next
believe I'm about to make some. I used to be so anti flare jeans, and now I'm like, why is everything girl pants?
I don't. Oh. I just like pants that fit at my natural waist because low rise jeans on me are there. It's just not a shape that's flattering for my figure. What do you think about all these sewist YouTubers getting their like color palettes and their like what is it, that new thing that I'd never heard about? Somebody's like soft gummy. So it must be some Asian way of looking at proportions that I just don't understand. I'm like, just I don't get it. What do you think about this trend?
I need one of the reasons I make my own clothes is because I can't. My own clothes is because I can't fit in modern day clothes at all because I'm oddly proportioned.
Yeah.
So no, I'm like pro make your own clothes.
What are you sewing now? I am taking some time to throw some patches onto my quilted house coat of awesomeness. I was going to say doom, but it's not. It's just I don't know what I'm doing, so I've got to sew lots of pieces onto this top so I can do because I think I'm going to sew the patches, do the quilting, and then do the assembly last and like just bind the edges, I think is what my plan for this is. So that's what I'm working on now, my pile of doom patches. Soft gamine, I think that's Kibby, that's what it is. Yes. Because I couldn't remember, that was the only one that I've seen a recent video about, so it was the one that's stuck in. Yes. What is this, like, Kibby types? Like, what?
What do you
Who is
mean?
this and why do I want to care?
What do you mean?
It's a type of, like, looking at your body type with colors to try to figure out what types of fabrics and aesthetic would look most pleasing on you.
Oh, nope. I am anti people telling each other what to do. Like, if you want to wear lime green with some blue shorts, like, I'm all here for it. You want to be goofy? I'm anti a lot of that stuff. Like, I'm pro, like, be yourself, you know?
I just can't imagine paying somebody to tell me. I mean, I did do a free, like, color analyzer to say that I'm a deep winter and jewel tones look good on me, which is funny because when I was little, I would always gravitate to the stretch velour jewel tones. But I know my veins definitely show blue, so I do have some cool undertones that's going on here. Peek through my vampiric complexion of paste.
Do you know what's really funny? I have varicose veins, but you can't tell because of my color, but my veins, and because I was never an intravenous drug user, I have intense blue veins. That's on the European side.
Oh yeah, right. It's
My mom is blue. My
we
mom,
don't
like,
need to like share how pasty and vampirish my veins are.
it tripped her out because she looked at me like recently and she's like, "You have my veins."
Oh, Daily Baba for one of my favorite comments for the night. I will wear all of the colors. There's no palette for
Damn
Neanderthal.
right. Damn right.
Yes, we are pro freedom, anti conformity around here. That's kind of true. It's wear what you want. Wipe your sweat when you need to.
Oh, I'm not playing. I brought a towel. The
You
only
brought
reason I'm not
towel. You got your
I,
own towel.
I don't think
You know
people
what
are
Tal
ready.
says? Tal, are you hot?
Oh, Tally. I miss Tally. I was thinking of what's it called? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
You know what? Do you know what's really funny? When I was younger, when I had hair, I would just get a t-shirt, put it on top of my head, tie the arms, and I would wear it like a turban. And people thought I was like this expert tire, but really I would just use a t-shirt.
Oh my god, now all these like prissy middle class white girls are using that as a cotton towel to try to make sure their curls come out nicer because they dry their hair in a cotton t-shirt overnight.
Oh
Mm.
gosh.
Oh, this is going to be fun. The kitty system was invented in the late 1980s, and Godless, the guy who invented it, explicitly said that the only individual who has the last word you can't. No, let's see. The individual has the last word. You can't force a body type on somebody.
Damn right.
Right? Because I'm sure I go back and forth if I'm like going to be ripped for a bodybuilding show, I'm going to be more angular than I am right now and soft and fluffy.
My weight goes
Curvy
up and
me.
down so much, depending on what time of year it is. Like, this is my skinny time of year.
No, Dove, you're a towel.
All bets are off after October. That's eating
Right after,
season.
once you've made it to Power Ranger stage, you don't know what McMuffin is going to look like.
The first part is losing the pooch.
Right, you've got to be. You need to start your Halloween cotton now, or you're not going to make it.
I've been swimming though, and that works every inch of your body.
It does. That is a good form of cardio.
Hydroplaning too makes you ripped. Like, I still have these guys after all these years, and it's literally just from doing this in the pool, just
What,
getting
you
my
ate your
wing.
whole tub of cheese? Put your name on it. Put it in the fridge.
Oh gosh, CNN's great headline. Ketchup company finally clears up to put ketchup in the fridge or not. So let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What side of the fence are you on? And I'll tell you right now, my ketchup is in my refrigerator.
I was going to look at where it is right now. My mustard's on the counter, but I use it every morning, but the ketchup is in the fridge.
You store your mustard dry?
I use it every day.
Is that legal?
I haven't died of botulism yet. I keep showing up and I haven't died yet.
I'm really weird about mustard.
No, mayonnaise. That's what you need to be weird about. Oh, geez. When I was still involved in paganism, there was like these bougie 20-something white chicks who were afraid of cultural appropriation when they bailed. I'm like, your babshka wore them. It's okay. I know. I have done the same thing about wearing headscarves. I'm like, my babshka did. My grandma did. My grandma would not leave the house without covering up her hair in a. And she was Jewish. Like, head
My
covering is
grandmother.
not cultural appropriation. If you're white people, Eastern Europeans, like, we did shit. It's okay.
My grandmother was born in Mexico, but she was Caucasian, and she'd cover her hair.
Right.
I considered it. Still have all her scarves that she'd cover her hair with. I still have all of them.
Right, because like what good Catholic woman would go to church without having their hair covered? They all did. Like, it was just the thing. It's okay.
You know what? I was raised by prudes. I don't know these things. I'm not even judging. The only thing I ever judge people on is pineapple on pizza.
Well, yeah, that's a different issue.
That's a big. I'm gonna try it one day though, because maybe as an adult my tastes have changed. Because my tastes have changed.
I don't hate it. It's so funny that it's a trope. Like, do you like bacon wrapped figs?
Oh, I'll eat them all day long.
So then you would like then pineapple on Canadian on pizza with pork. It's literally the same thing, but it's on a cracker. Pizza
I live in LA.
crust.
You can buy bacon wrapped figs on the street.
Right. Oh, that sounds like a health hazard, but
I eat bacon. You know what's so funny? You'd say that a very famous YouTuber that I watch eats the same street food that I eat, and she got sick. And I think we went to the same vendor, and I didn't get sick. But I also went on several cruises to Mexico, drank the water. Isaiah and my ex-wife did. We never got sick one time.
yeah.
Maybe we have the microbes.
Right, you got different ones. Kilroy says, I think ketchup tastes better at room temp. It's basically the secret to getting that restaurant ketchup taste.
That is true.
It at least has to have chicken. What? I don't understand that last one.
I am so gonna go to the.
But I do prefer my food room temperature and not. I don't like super cold food, which is also why I don't like ice in my drinks or like icy. No, keep your ice.
Could you drink iced coffee?
I don't enjoy it. No. I could. I just don't choose to.
It's a weird addiction of mine. A weird addiction. A matter of fact, I stopped going to Starbucks because I considered myself an idiot because I had almost a $300 a month habit, and I could make that SHIT at home, you know.
Yes.
And I do.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know my Ninja will make iced coffee. It's got the setting for it. It's the same way, even though it's 100, not even 190 plus degrees and I'm complaining, but I still don't crave ice cream either. Like, unless it's 115 or above, I just don't love cold things, but I would kind of want some ceviche.
I agree with Gilroy. Ew, pineapple and chicken. You never know. You know what? You never know. I agree with what Gilroy is saying, though. Like, I don't like soggy food.
Yeah.
So anything soggy, I'm running like Forrest Gump.
That could be the dough. Yeah, we've got a place that makes nice pizza crust, so it could be the dough. Right? I hear that. Yeah, no soggy bottoms, regardless of the pie. So, on that principle, I concur. Dove likes pineapple pizza with chicken. I don't think we've had that. Spicy. We like lots of things spicy, but I don't. This is not that stream I thought. This is me just stitching on my house coat right now because my purple pirate shirt got too complicated for my brain.
Oh, trust me, I know how that is.
But now I'm gonna mute myself and BRB.
I needed some ice cream earlier just to take the edge off the heat. I ate the first few spoons and it was like room temperature, dropped 10 degrees. I have weirdly become like, I can't eat ice cream like I used to. I had an ice cream addiction. I would make what's called ice cream soup, which is basically a milkshake in a bowl. I was addicted to ice cream. Oh, now I'm going to try it. It's bad for your lungs when you have lung conditions like I do, says the guy who compulsively smokes joints. Oh, man. Now I'm craving pretzels and ice cream. I am all about carnival food. I think it's because I grew up going to like old school baseball games that had canteens where you'd order nachos and they'd pour the cheese on right in front of you. Like you'd order a pretzel and it was a fresh pretzel, or like when you'd order a hot dog, the bread was made there. So like I miss old school like canteen food. Now I'm craving ice cream. I am so gonna go to Walmart after this. If the loss prevention ever walks up to me, I'm just going to say, I sew and I'm a stoner. Leave me alone. I come here a lot.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed your ice cream today, Killer. What's everybody's favorite ice cream flavor? Let's do something fun.
I'm so glad you remembered my line because I've been saying that for so many years. I do eat like an emancipated 14-year-old. I do. That is my one vice. I am gonna die of a heart attack if I continue on the path that I am on now. I want one of those nacho cheese machines. I would die if I had one.
Oh, a milkshake? No, not a no. Like hot cheese whiz is not a milkshake. I would take the hot cheese whiz maker over a milkshake maker any day, please.
I lived in a place that had a milk machine and it would come out cold and I gained 5 pounds and I really don't even like milk like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Dove. Yes, I am. Yes. I'm about
For about 6 months. I gotta. No, that's like a 5 month food. Yep. No, that looks like a 6 month food, baby.
Well, I'm not showing my whole body.
We're not showing the full food, baby.
Yeah. I do layer though. That's one thing I learned about people in other countries. They layer, and it does take some of the heat off.
Yes.
That's why I wear my coveralls in many layers.
I know, which is oh my gosh. So I showed a couple weeks ago when I went to the fabric store that I went to this fabric store and came home with a sewing machine. But I have that piece of lace. Do I want to dye it black because I would more likely wear a black Edwardian tea dress, or do I want to keep it white? What do I want?
Well, think like this is what I say to myself when I make something for myself. Make it how you want it because you're gonna be the one wearing it.
Yeah.
It's different when somebody asks me to make something. I know what they want. When I make something, I'm like, meh. Maybe I want side pockets. Maybe I want a poncho. Let's see how this ends up.
All right, so I'm gonna just dye that. I need to get some Rit dye and just make it black because I'll wear a black lace tea gown, but I don't think I'll wear a white one.
Because that's why I made this my recent poncho because like I'm gonna wear that all the time. Like I
Yeah.
wear it all the time, and like now, like if I made hammer pants, I wouldn't have worn them.
Oh, it's because you said you were craving pretzels and ice cream.
Well, just like where you live, pot's illegal here, so I do have cravings like a pregnant woman. I do. Like
Dub, I'm gonna blame this all on you. We wouldn't have talked about pretzels and cheese whiz if it wasn't for you. You did this to this conversation right now. This is all your fault.
It's also Swia Swag or whatever her name is. I can't say it. But she had
Saya Swag. I think her name is Kasaya, so it's Saya Swag.
I always watch her on mute because I have 9 screens going on in this room. But
Right,
like
and her streams are like 2 hours.
yeah. Oh yeah. But I learned stuff. I watch her sew. She's the reason I want a Juki. But at one of her basement parties, they had a freaking giant pretzel that was in the shape of a sewing machine. And I'm like, I would eat that whole thing and then regret it and shame myself. And it came with cheese and mustard and barbecue sauce.
Stop making me want a nice German soft pretzel that I have to drive. Well, I can't drive right now. There's no driving right now in my house, but
that is
30
true.
miles away.
The chops are out in full force. Do you know what's so sad? Like, so fireworks are like illegal as hell here, okay? Every other person has them. The helicopters flying overhead, like, I wonder how much money that's costing the taxpayers.
Oh, you probably don't want to know. Yes, you are being crucified, Dove, and Kasaya the Messiah. That's funny. I don't think she would identify as that, but let's not make jokes about people who can't defend themselves because we're nobodies.
Okay, you know what? Oddly enough, I love pickles. I'll eat a Vlasic. I'll eat like I love pickles. I'm not anti-pickle at all. I'll eat.
No, the question is not pickle or to not pickle. The question is to sweet pickle or to dill pickle.
I'll eat both. I'll eat both. At the county fair, they have deep fried pickles. I literally just point and I'm like, I want one of those. And they're the greatest
It's
thing.
hardly a pickle anymore. That's a deep fried food.
Oh, Bakersfield County Fair. They used to deep fry anything. They had a TV show. A guy like he got famous for deep fried Oreos, and he kept going.
Yes, because now they've got like the deep fried Twinkies.
I haven't seen the umbrella since I was a kid. If I'm pregnant, I will be on the front cover of National Geographic.
Oh, you could be in the copy of like British Vogue.
Yeah. I would. Oh man, I could barely handle. I pulled my coccyx and pulled a cane out. Cause I freaked out when I pulled my coccyx. I freaking lost it. Sometimes I'm in a mood for a sweet, and sometimes in a mood for a dill.
Fair. I
love
will
them
take
both.
your point. Sweet pickles are the devil's food.
They are. They're so good. Now I'm craving a effing
No,
pickle.
they're not good. You won't get kicked out of the chat, but I'm not a sweet pickle fan.
They sell giant pickles in a bag at the
Those are
I'm
usually,
gonna make
oh my
like
god, oh, the corner
5.
stores where you used to go to the barrel and pull out your dill pickle and put it in the bag from the
Oh,
van. Oh, I'm sure Killer Rice had that experience. I don't know who else has. Allie might have, but
we have a
I
pizza place that still serves pickles like that, and they have peanuts where you can spit them on the floor. So they have giant vats of peanuts
oh,
everywhere. Yeah, it's called Vincenzo's. It's the last place. And people keep on trying to get it shut down because they're saying that peanut shells are a health code. And all the locals are like, move out of my town, you yuppie. That place has been here 45 years.
right. If you've not lived here for that long, you have no right to complain.
None. Some of my oldest memories are going there with my family. Like it's still the same as I remember in the 80s. You can get a
Right. And
pickle.
if you have a peanut allergy, you know that I'm sorry, that's just not your place.
Don't
I'm
walk.
sorry, kids.
They have signs that say that on the
Right,
door. Like, look.
we are covered in peanut dust. If you are anaphylactic, do not enter the premises. Stay in your car. Do not even get out of the car. Don't let your family members in.
Oh yeah, it's the one like last like health code violation around here.
We just got one of those giant half jars of. I just buy the big gallon jars of pickles. Yes, I see a plastic jar. This I can't even show it.
Oh man, now I
I
gotta go
have
see
one
if
of
I have
those.
any. Now I gotta go see if I have any pickles in my fridge. I'm such a freak. I drink the pickle juice.
Oh, but that's what's being a freak about that. That's the best part of the
Oh
jar of
my god!
pickles.
Oh man, I can't wait till the pickle jar is done. I pound it like it's so good.
I know. It's like the second joy of the pickle jar. There's the
Oh,
pickles, and then there's the pickle juice.
but like because I taught that to my son, we have a rule where the jar has to be empty. You know,
Right, you can't be.
Bogart the pickles. His tastes have changed though. His tastes have changed. I haven't. I am a pirate.
I know. Actually, we finished that second one. We needed another jar of pickles, human, and we need to make some kimchi. Oh, I just unthreaded my needle.
Did you say kimchi? You would love Southern. They would love you down here. You eat like you're like a Southern Californian.
I do like some weird. Oh my gosh, that just made me think in my brain that I would like to make pierogies with bacon and
Okay.
kimchi instead of sauerkraut. Oh god, this is not the right season for wanting that meal.
I was wondering where you were, Alibaba. We were talking about food.
Oh no, you lost power. Then the internet was saying come back, but you're back. Well, I'm glad you're back safely. Hopefully, you're not being tormented by forest fires. I know you're growing pickles. I wish I had enough water to like waste on pickles. Kimchi should not freak you out. If you like sauerkraut, it's like spicy sauerkraut. Unless you don't like spicy food, in which case kimchi might not be your friend.
I really didn't like sauerkraut until I quit drinking years ago, and now I love the stuff.
Oh, it's so good. You have Allie has I you have your first jalapeno this year. Awesome. I my What's the word I'm thinking of? Cayennes. I have cayennes that are like this big, but they're not red yet, so I can't pick them. Cause it's so funny. My sister, my family member, loves spice but hates the texture of peppers. I know they riddle me something good regularly, so I might dry a couple and pulverize them and send them back home.
You know what? I don't like mushy food, but I'm addicted to mashed potatoes. Human
Oh,
beings are
what?
just funny that way.
Fair. Yeah, human beings are just funny. Oh, that's another comedian who would not make it those today.
Who's that?
You're funny. Everybody's funny. The 8 naughty words. George Carlin. I'm like, just let me go through my Rolodex of words.
Well, he would also be trashed because he was an atheist. And I like Carlin because Carlin spoke the truth. You know, as someone who wears a cowboy hat, I love his cowboy hat joke where he's like, pick an effing century. Who wears a cowboy hat? I love that joke. I and I wear a cowboy hat, and I'm not even offended at that.
I know, Dove, but we only grow little tomatoes because a big beefsteak doesn't grow well where we live. Let's see here. Tomatoes are growing quite rapidly, but the peppers are a little slow and swirling up. That's fine. They like pepper sauces and powders. Yes, they like spicy pepper things, but like not actually eating a bell
Oh,
pepper, which is odd to me, but everybody's odd, so it's okay. Killer Right, I'm the same way. I like hot stuff, but the only pepper I like the texture of is the bell pepper. Yeah, that one won't even eat bell peppers.
I grew up with parents that grew bell peppers. I'm addicted to those things. I love bell peppers,
I
like
know. Oh,
zucchini. Oh,
yeah. Oh, we already went through this because I asked last week if it was a texture thing. Because the same people who don't like zucchini also don't like seafood. So I'm wondering if it's a mushy texture thing.
you know what though? I'm weird. I'll eat zucchini mushy, but I'm over green beans. The stringy ones, they just goop to me. I won't even lie to my son and tell him I'll eat them. Like I'm
Well, you
over
have
them.
to pick them fresh, and you don't cook the snap peas. You just like blanch them super fast. You don't
That's
cook that
true.
shit.
They just got so bad.
Oh yeah, George Carlin was awesome. I quote him all the time. Dove needs some flour food on them probably tomorrow. Oh, your autocorrect corrected you with the wrong type of flour. You meant FLOW. Oh no, I see you corrected it.
Bell pepper and a stir fry.
I'm gonna skip the last of those, but
Do you know what's really funny? My pops used to make this stuff called wok stew. It was just tomato soup with whatever was in the fridge, and it was always seafood. I'm hooked on it. I still make it. It's poor man. It's like it was his. Like I don't feel like going to the store tonight. It was the greatest thing. I looked forward to it because he'd put like fish and shrimp in it and chicken. Like it was like poor man's gumbo.
yeah, the beefsteaks did not. Oh, okay. Allie likes seafood. They just don't like zucchini, Kilroy, bell pepper, and a stir fry is awesome. It is. I'd say there's not a lot that I. Never mind. I'm not going to give you something else to clip, Kilroy. There's not a lot of food I wouldn't put in my face, but there's some food I won't put in my face.
If you put a roux on your flowers, isn't that like a kangaroo? I'm kidding.
I don't understand. RUE. I'm gonna have to think about this one, or I need some more details because I don't
Isn't roux
quite.
like a color?
I was thinking about roux like a French white sauce for cooking, and I was like, yes, everything is better with a roux on it. So
Oh, that sounded like a motorcycle. Somebody's driving one of those $90,000 Kim Kardashian Mercedes boxes in my neighborhood.
oh jeepers. Oh, I kill right. There's nothing all right. Let's see here. There's everything all right with only eating Friday fish fry in a bag. Or yes, I like fried fish, like you get at a fish fry or in a bag at the freezer section. That is fine. Isn't it? Isn't spell check. It is mind check.
You know what's funny? I'm not snobby when it comes to certain things. Like I'll smoke swag for all my pot smokers out there. I'll smoke C grade, B grade. I'm the same way with seafood because to me it's all Alaskan polyp anyways because I live on the West Coast. I'm not snobby. I'm not. I love seafood.
I
I
do
don't
too. Oh,
I don't care if it's from the store, if it's from the ocean. But on the West Coast, if anything you eat that's imitation fish is Alaskan polyp. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to
pollock, not polyp. It's not a
it's
gross.
my
It's
accent.
with a
It's because I
K,
can't
not a P.
Alaskan pollock. It's my
There we go.
accent.
There we go.
Oh, I
Let me see.
I have shake right here. I literally, I
Yes, roux. Okay. Oh, I did get the joke. Yes, roux flour. I know, but I also thought that was like Rouxe. So spell check is not your friend because I got the joke, but the autocorrect was still wrong. Okay, good. How about shakes? Yeah, who doesn't smoke shakes? Better
I
than smoking sheiks.
So in my store, you can only buy an O per time you walk in there. I buy 14 grams of shake because I roll J's. So I get what's called the old man pack because I want to be functioning.
Right.
Some of that top shelf, like they had a sale, and this stuff I won't even hit it while I'm on stream. Some of the stuff I bought, like I won't, because it
Yeah,
catches
the
me.
30% and above shit, it's like, this is not your mama's marijuana or your grandma's marijuana.
It's kind of like edibles. Like at first I was like freedom, and then 2 weeks later I'm holding onto the couch. I'm like, this is a controlled substance. What is this? Like, no way.
Yes, you are going to start some beautiful perennial flower beds because I need a cut and come again garden where my roses are. Please move my irises and daffodils in the fall.
Right now I'm growing potatoes, marijuana, grapes, chili peppers. I'm missing something. My pineapples were destroyed by the raccoons. The raccoons have good taste.
Oh, my blueberries are doing amazing. That's my garden, but put in blueberries.
I should take pictures.
I
Sorry.
should. Oh, my secret rose garden. My roses are in their in between phases, but I have like 10 rose plants and it's all enclosed. So it's like that old. I don't know, maybe not everybody read The Secret Garden as a little kid, but I always wanted a private walled rose garden, and I'm working towards that. Let's see here. You should buy the strongest weed that they haven't smoked it on stream just for chickens.
Okay. So I did that one time. And Dick Dawson was talking to me. I remember it, but I was so ripped I didn't answer, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're ripped," and they just continued on with the conversation. I embarrassed myself on stream. I got so ripped, and there was and if you go back to my very first stream when I started streaming again, I was drinking pot tea. I will never do that again on stream ever. I got such a body high. I gave myself anxiety. Because I hadn't streamed in like a year and a half. I hadn't streamed in a long time.
Yeah.
So I was all up in my skull,
Right. Yeah, somebody's all up in my chat here with nefarious propositions.
I am like 50-50 about smoking on stream because it's kind of like, I don't know. It's all because of people I used to stream with. There are certain things that they did that I'm like, ooh, that's bad YouTube etiquette.
Yeah, I think there's things that I just there's like insinuating, and then there's like the data, and I think it's okay to live in the gray zone.
That's why I call myself a pirate. Like I'm not anti rules. I'm just like anti establishment.
Right? I just have some level of decorum that I attempt to pretend to uphold, even though I'm sure it's like as see through as glass.
I think also though, like cultures clash. Okay, my father was my hero, but he thought pot was the worst thing on earth because he was literally from the generation of reefer madness.
Oh, right. So he was just brought up with this different brainwashing propaganda.
And he even told me, he's like, I don't care if it's legal. It's just, I was told my whole life, like back in
Yeah.
Nam, they were not letting guys come home because they were bringing so many seeds and pottle. you
Well, were
know,
they really bringing back marijuana seeds, or was it the poppy seeds for opium that was the
both,
bigger deal?
both. That's what made I can't remember the name of the movie. Denzel Washington played the guy. That's what made Frank Lucas rich.
Mm.
Like in real life, he became the biggest H dealer in like American history after Nam.
Well, I guess you got to make money somehow.
But there is like a weird YouTube etiquette because how do you feel about like eating on stream?
I don't, but I just don't like looking at mouth thing. Like, it's hard enough that I like drink fluids on stream because I get thirsty. I, I mean, part of it is I understand folks have misophonia who like literally freak out about mouth sounds, which that's kind of your own weird problem. You got to deal with that. But I also just don't want people. There's some things you just can't eat without being messy. It's hard enough to eat in front of like a real life human, and to have like the whole info web see you like.
True.
I will never be a mukbanger.
No, I'm a sauce guy, so I get down and dirty. Like I like if I'm wearing a jersey or something, I'll take it off. Certain shirts, I will take them off because I know I'm about to start. Sauce
Right,
is
the
gonna be
times I've
flying.
been so hungry I Vikinged on your stream or whatever, like I will turn the camera off. I just don't want people to watch me eat. It's weird to me. I know some people only stream eating food, and that is kind of gross to me. I'll tell you what isn't the greatest thing on earth, but it's the one oldest plant that humanity has been interacting with. Wait, there's a long history. And the red, it used to be paper and fiber. It's a good plant besides where it's been tarnished by, by weirdos.
The muck, like I've because I delve into things I don't know about. When I first got on YouTube, I didn't know about flat earthers. They think all that crud is real. Young Earth creationists were weird to me, but the mukbangers, I would sit there like this, like because I started off with the Korean mukbangers, and then it slowly turned into the American ones, and I found Nick Avocado.
Yeah.
I watched that young man go from my size to what he is. He was my size.
Yeah, he was a tiny little vegan. What behind the ears? But I know that's funny because I do like watching like Mikey Chen. I was just watching Strictly Dumplings, so it's not to say I don't dislike all people trying food. I guess it's kind of the same about you like Eugenia Cooney. If you're using if we're foodie beauty, these food I don't know if your food is your crutch and your addiction, and like you're actively harming yourself, like you passively harming yourself on stream by your interaction with food. I just don't care for that. But there was a time where I was watching Beard Meets Food, and what is it? Oh, Katina Eats Kilo, like some of these like professional food eaters, and was kind of fascinated by that as a bizarre talent. So
Are you
I
talking
guess
about
I
like
just
the
sound like a
people?
huge hypocrite right now.
Sorry, are you talking about the people that like do the Frank's competition every year?
Yes, those types of folks. Yes.
That's crazy because they are like my size, but I could I could eat like 2 of those and then I would be tapping. Like I'm done. I'm full.
Right. Yeah. Yes, Allie, cooking programs, when they have a taste test at the end, I think eating is okay when it demands it. I concur. Oh, Mukbangers Anonymous. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
You know,
Because,
it's really they turned me off to KFC. Like I used to really like eat KFC. Like I'd be sad guy by myself sitting there. I don't eat it anymore because of mukbangers.
yeah, you don't need to sit and eat that one. It's just, I don't know. And it's so funny, too, watching the difference between American mukbangers and Korean mukbangers. Because all those girls are freaking tiny. There's not an obese, well, I'm sure there is, but
In Korea, there is. They haven't. They're like us in Korea. They're
they're
what they're
getting there. Yeah,
super.
but not all of them. Some of them like manage to stay like exceptionally petite, but that might be from frequent bathroom stops.
I'm biased
Mukbanger.
because I work and I work with and live around a large amount of Korean people, so I know a lot about the Korean culture.
Right.
The really quickly, Korean people are the number one around the world who die of lung cancer. I didn't know that.
No, I did not. But I did hear, well, this is an old stat that Japanese, even though tobacco used to be funded by the government, I don't know if it still is, did not have the highest rates of lung cancer. They had more stomach cancer from the fermented foods.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right. Let's see here. Kill rate mukbangers need to just get their own websites and post there. But yeah.
I
Oh, he
agree.
was a bodybuilder until he found the money and food addiction. Do you mean Nikocado? I don't think he was ever a
He was
bodybuilder.
he was a health influencer. He
Oh,
speaks
funny.
Spanish. He speaks Spanish. He was a total like, hey, look at me, I'm skinny. Like I'm
Yeah, because
happy
he
to
was
be
like
gay.
vegan. He didn't even eat meat. He was like, I'm all these I'm special from all these ways. Please acknowledge me on my special card.
He got famous for being skinny and gay. Really is what he got all those views for. And then we literally all watched him turn into what he is now.
Right, he could have had the special bingo card filled out with that. He didn't need to add more tick boxes.
But like in America, I don't think this is talked about enough. In Missouri, the average person lives to be 45. Look it up, and it's because of weight. It's not about class or even race. It's people in Missouri love to eat.
Well, I mean, cheese. Oh no, that's Wisconsin. I'm thinking of cheese curds. Never mind, wrong state. Close neighbors.
The bacon
Hmm.
weave.
I think we might have most of a sleeve. Oh,
Oh,
some
that's
of those are
awesome.
here. Let's hold it upside down. That last layer lays pretty. And I've Frankensteined. Don't get caught again. Thread. Where's my Frankenstein piece? Oh, here it is. Part of it. We Frankensteined a lining from all my soft plushy things. Because I think for the bottom, I'm going to use this layer as both the line, it's just going to be quilted of these 2 layers. That's my words. We're not going to
That's
add a third
awesome.
because it's going to be too bulky, I think. And I want to wear it, not just be blanketed by my quilted housecoat of beauty. Oh, thank you, Allie.
It does look great.
The bacon weave. Oh, that's funny. I missed something. Ground beef and cheese and lettuce and tomatoes. The bacon weave. Ah, bacon. A weave of bacon can go on any dish. Oh, that's fun. Yes. Oh, see, I thought we were talking about my style of patchwork. I didn't realize the patchwork was the bacon weave. I was
No,
taking
we're
all
talking
this
about
credit and I
no,
was
no.
not
We're talking
caught up
about
in the chat.
we're having two conversations. We're talking about your patchwork is beautiful, and we're also talking about bacon and how Missouri will kill you. Missouri will kill you. Go to Missouri. They probably have great food. You won't live to see my age. We'll
Oh,
take food on
Missouri.
top of food that we're putting on our food.
Something to look at other than a linear pattern of stitch. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about what. I don't. Oh, we're going to have to figure out the quilting portion of this, whether I'm going to get a hoop out and take my foot off, if I'm going to cover the feet. The quilting of this will be a whole other discussion that, Allie, I will gladly consult your knowledge of. And I'll take all ideas.
I'm remembering a really weird Missouri story. It'll take 2 seconds.
Okay.
I worked with a young man for 5 years who was from Missouri. He was skinny, he was spry, he could drive a tractor, he knew what he was doing. He moved back to Missouri. His first Facebook post was, "I'm so glad I'm away from those avocado eating liberals. They were the worst humans on earth." And I'm like, "Bro, you were like my best friend. We hung out for 5 years." Oh, he hates California. He goes off. He's still, to this day, he hasn't been around in a while, and he still makes the "I hate California" post. Oh, people are like, "Dude, don't ever show your face." I'm taking these off. Oh, these make me tall. These are my overworked work boots, but they make me tall. I should be in a Wolverine commercial. These things are so loyal. Leather boots last forever. If you get yourself a good pair of leather boots, I have beat the hell out of these things.
He means
Oh,
the boots.
that too. The boots too.
I meant YouTube. I didn't mean my chat. I didn't mean the chat. Let's see here. StopX. Yeah, you know what I was wondering? Because is it possible that the embroidery foot for my baby lock, because is it a low shank? Would the embroidery foot for my baby lock fit on my Singer? That's the question I have, because I have an open-toed foot. Are we frozen? I don't know. Are we frozen?
No.
I think you're frozen. Go get some ice. How's it 3 hours and 40 minutes? No, I have to wait till we get an answer to this question because I'm curious. Allie, I'm looking at you. Can you help me out? I should just be direct. Like, I'm not querying everybody. But
one day I'm going to come with a list for Alibaba because there's about like 9 or 10 sewing machines I have questions about that I own that are sitting behind me.
oh my God, I cannot wait for hopefully I can do this next week. My unboxing and new show and tell. Oh my God, I'm so excited. That I've not spilled the beans yet, except for to who's already I've spilled the beans too.
Hey, I know how to
And
keep
I appreciate those who are in the know that everybody's got their face locked.
I know what sinks ships.
Yeah, loose lip sink ships.
Speaking of which, okay, my new, like, I've had it is on our news they'll say this has gone viral on TikTok or this is a new TikTok trend, and I'm like, news? I'm over 40. I do not have a TikTok. That it drives me mentally insane. My local news is quoting TikTok.
Sweet. All right. I mean, no, that really sucks. But Allie, thank you for that. Because I'm little feet. Yes, we have lots of little feet around here. Okay. I'm probably not going to do that on stream unless we decide to. No, I'm not going to break any sewing machines tomorrow. Just needles, maybe. But, sweet. I forgot where I was going with that. Now that we're getting ready to round up, and I'm like, my brain just fell out the side of the cart to get a split split foot. It might be easy to go on eBay. $7 to $10. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, because a darning open foot for her would be a worthwhile investment. If I could find one for my white baby, I might pay $20 for that. I feel like, I guess it's not weird to say amongst this crew that this machine fell into my lap, and now I just want to preserve as many parts of her as possible before they like literally don't exist anymore. Or
Oh,
I find my
absolutely.
metalsmiths to have them machine me or blacksmith me new pieces for old machines, because little feet are talking about pregnancy. Oh God, nobody's pregnant here. Oh my God.
I promise you. I
I
promise
promise you
you.
100% there's no babies in this house.
And if I'm pregnant, then I'm gonna name my kid Jesus.
Because there's more than an immaculate conception happening at that house.
There's about 9 things I stop myself from saying right now because I'm already canceled. There's about 9 things.
But yes, I think I had at least 5 in my own head that I was like, nope, those words are not coming out of my face right now.
I need to take a picture of this table to show how useless this table is. It doesn't even have a line for it. I
Ew,
need.
there's a white. I know, I've heard about this one. All right. No, we're not sending messages. We are taking pictures of my chat
Oh man,
because my chat's amazing.
it's gonna be a hot summer this year. I think next week I might be in the closet. Be back in the
And then we
closet.
can make all the closet jokes. We're just recycling old material at this point.
Well, I'll finally make the Republicans happy. I'm streaming from the closet, guys.
It's like,
Okay.
get back in the closet. No, but the log cabin Republicans have always been there. The black gay Republicans have always been there.
They
That
go
they
there
feel like they need
because
to hide in the closet is the sad part. Just be more, well, being more
you know
vocal got us
I
into a lot of these problems.
I know we always end on good things, but I think a lot of these people join these parties because they're not they're normal in certain circles, then they go to the other side and they're special. So they say I'm a log cabin, blah 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 blah. So you're special. But if you say that you're gay in the Democratic Party, they're like, so am I.
Right? It's like, yeah, tell me something I haven't heard before.
Yeah, you know.
I know there have been 10 billion feet, but feet for this white rotary with this horizontal low shank, this cording welting foot, I've still not actually found a picture of. So I don't actually believe it ever existed, even though Allie tells me every week that this foot has existed. Which is why I'm considering, if I can, considering spending the money at some point to have somebody make a new version of it for me just to have it, because it would be like, at this point, the only one I know that exists. I know it's not a basic attachment, it's a fancy one. And it's so because I mean, my Singer feet. So this piece here, this foot sits horizontally. So this is where it attaches to the presser bar versus my modern machine, my Singer. This part would be vertical and everything fits on that. But this horizontal low shank, for those, I mean, people know, but they just don't make these.
That's the one problem with White and Singer is they did that on purpose.
I know, they were like, my pieces, my precious pieces.
Quite honestly, any piece that I find that fits on a white is considered a red herring to me. Like any piece, because I live in the land of Singer.
I think everybody does that. I fell into this white, and now I'm like, I must have all the white pieces because she is so special and different from what everybody else has.
Because I have boxes and boxes of Singer parts, and Singer made endless
Yeah.
attachments. But I have a question. Did White put their name on their attachments?
Um. No, actually, well, let me consult the white puzzle box.
Because like was it like Simcoe or something like that that was on Singers? So you know if it's Simcoe or something, you know it's a Singer brand.
This oh no, they are all greased. Or is
So the
that my
grease
greased
fit
white?
on the
No,
grease
this one
fit
just
on
has
White?
my greased. Yes, this box from greased does fit on my white rotary, but these ones
That's good to know.
just patented July 7th. No, can I read this? 791. Was this patented July 7th, 1891? Because it wasn't 1991. I
It
did
had to have been
this box just
18.
has a patent. Okay, be nice to my ancient box. This box that says white with the embossing
Oh, that's
has a
awesome.
patent date, and it's a puzzle box. We've seen this beauty before, but
I like my Singer ones because they're like I love those old boxes. I'm a sucker for the accessories.
I'm sure these pieces were not made in 1891, but
Good to
they
know.
still have the patent date is interesting.
It is
Let's see.
1891. Professor Alibaba has spoken.
Okay.
That's awesome. I love that.
I write. I'm like, if I say something wrong, either Kilroy or Ellie will correct me, and I'm humble enough to know that that's okay.
That's good to know though, because I want to look through all of my stuff now to see if I have any white attachments. Because I need to do something with the white that I have because it's ready to sew right now.
Mm-hmm. So, oh my God, this box is from 18. Wow. I need to keep her safe. I think I accidentally brought her home and sewed with her and put 2 new dings in the case, but I guess that happens. Shit. It's
Oh, I had my grandparents had a whole set of 1857 France. It was 3 giant paintings, and I ripped one of the paintings, putting it in storage.
oof.
And it's an original too. It's life. Sometimes you eat the bars, sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. I'm like that is 100 and gajillion years old and generally looks too good, plus 2 new marks. She's been loved and not just a museum piece,
I'm
and
gonna write that down. Some
I love
Williams
her.
SMC feet fit on the white rotary machine. I'm gonna be looking for those too.
Please.
I have so many random pieces. Like I have 3 rollaways of just random sewing pieces. And I'm always so interested in the machine. I always put all the stuff together like a dun-da-da, and now I have all these attachments in one place.
I know. I kind of feel like I just need to collect the as much as I can for her since she's so special. Brunhilde is such a special machine. Little Feet the band underrated. Ellie likes them also.
Oh, I'm so gonna
We're
call.
gonna get kicked off this stream pretty soon
I'm gonna
here.
make some phone calls and go get a pretzel. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, drop that dun-da-da-da.
I'm gonna be a good sewing machine steward, and I put my felt, dropped my needle. We'll put Brunhild to bed with her dust cover because I do put my sewing machines to bed. Don't drop that. Yeah, no.
Dun-da-da-da-da. That's a technical measurement. Oh, it's a dun-da-da-da over there. Just take 2
Yes.
dun-da-da-das.
And I just like actually dropped some stuff, so I could be getting punked right now.
um, Tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
what do we got to shill? Because
I have a video out right now about mini sewing machines. Tomorrow night, same old mayhem. I have all kinds of pictures, all kinds of crazy stuff that's been going on. So, Godless Sewing, be there, be square. And I will have these pants
Awesome.
finished. And my drapes will be finished because I don't sleep at night.
Perfect. I can't say that I don't know what's going to get finished between today and tomorrow, but we will see what happens. Do not wait until tomorrow to be fabulous today, and laugh at yourself before you laugh at others. You are all amazing. Have a great week. Thank you for being. Thank you for the replay crew. I can't do my hearts. Hearts to everybody in a weird, not parasocial way. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, everybody's checked out. Okay.